The last time Washington saw this kind of excitement was 1972. George Allen built a team of veterans and won the first Redskins championship in 30 years. That year, Larry Brown set the all-time Redskin regular season rushing record. And in the NFC championship game, Billy Kilmer completed 14 of 18. Charlie Taylor caught 7. The defense, Dyron Talbert, for one, played a flawless game. And the Redskins in George Allen's second year beat Dallas and went on to the Super Bowl. Bud Grant's Minnesota Vikings were in the playoffs 1 year later and beat the Redskins over the Hill Gang with this Tarkenton to Gilliam touchdown. 3 years later, the Redskins met the Vikings again in Bloomington, and Sammy White, with his circus catch, once again put Washington out of the playoffs. Last Sunday, on a play called 34 outside 2 Peel, the Vikings won from Atlanta and once again are right in the Redskins' way. You'll hear a racket in a moment here at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. There are 0 no-shows, and there's the racket. And this is the 121st consecutive sellout in the stadium. I have the opinion that no team gets support from the home crowd as well as the Washington Redskins do. And they are tough to beat here at home. In the last 10 years, they've won 74% of their home games. The Vikings are a heck of a football team, but they'll have their hands full because this crowd will really root them on. And that'll add to the fun and the excitement here in the semifinals of the NFC playoffs.
The Minnesota Vikings against the Washington Redskins.
We have a great day. Previously, they had predicted 6 to 10 inches of snow here in the D.C. area. Then it went down from 3 to 6 inches. And now look, 42 degrees, a wonderful afternoon. The lights are on. This is a grass field that the Vikings, who play on turf, are going to have to contend with. We may have some snow later on today in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm Jack Buck, Hank Stram alongside. And Hank, there are 2 items we want to take care of before the kickoff here this afternoon. Both coaches yesterday, when we visited with them, talked about the fact that the Vikings are a little bit better than the other teams the Redskins have played lately.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs specifically said that he thought the Minnesota Vikings were a cut above any team that they have played all year long, which is quite a compliment.
And they also pointed out, Bud Grant did, that the Redskins, because of the strike, missed the toughest part of their schedule, so that 8-1 record may be a little misleading.
Yes, but factually, they're still 8-1, and I think you have to respect that. They did miss some games in the middle of their season that would have been very tough, but they're in this position right now, and they're a very good football team.
And Hank Stram has an impression with regard to the 2 offensive units.
Yes, I think, Jack, really it's going to be like watching an inter-squad game to a degree, because both teams have very much the same personality in that they have a quarterback. Both have quarterbacks who move well by design. They have great escapability skill. They use a lot of motion. They run a one-back system. They try to control the ball with the pass on 1st and 10. We're going to see a lot of excitement here this afternoon.
And the Redskins have won the toss. They want the ball. So Rick Danmeyer will kick it off, and Mike Nelms is not back there deep for the Washington Redskins. Nick Giaquino, and there's his return average of 21 yards per kick return, is back there to receive the kick. Somebody just unloaded a ton of confetti down in front of our booth. They've covered up our spotting boards and everything we have laid out here. And these folks are going to really be behind the Redskins. The Vikings have very few rooters on hand here today. The referee is Jim Tunney, and he said, let her go, and here we go. We hope you enjoy it. A knuckleball, and it is taken by one of the upbacks. Wilbur Jackson returns the ball across the 30-yard line, and he is out shy of the 35 on a 17-yard kickoff return, and we'll check the offense after the Keith Nord tackle. Joe Theismann is the quarterback. Joe Washington, John Riggins are the running backs. Alvin Garrett and Charlie Brown are the wide receivers. Up front, the tight end is Don Warren. Joe Jacoby, Russ Grimm, Jeff Bostic, Fred Dean, and George Stark are the offensive linemen for the Redskins. The lone setback is John Riggins, and motion by Rick Walker, the tight end. Riggins left. Riggins from the 34 to the 36 on a 2-yard pickup. The tackle by Fred McNeil of the Vikings. We'll check their defensive unit. And they use a 3-man front. Doug Martin, Charlie Johnson, they say he's never played better, and Mark Mullaney. The linebackers are Matt Blair, Scott Studwell, Dennis Johnson, and Fred McNeil. And the deep backs, who have a good reputation, are John Swain, Willie Teal, Tommy Hannon, and John Turner. Turner intercepted 2 last week against Atlanta. It's 2nd down and 8, and motion by Charlie Brown. Here Riggins, and he is out to the 39-yard line. And pretty stout defensive work by the Redskins. Charlie Johnson, who's terrific against the run, Hank, was there to make that tackle.
Yeah, he really is good against the run. And, you know, the personality of this Washington team, many people have the mistaken impression that they come off the bus and throw, but that's not true. They come into the game with an average of 35 runs, 28 passes, and they like especially to run the ball with Riggins on 1st and 10, and they put Washington on obvious passing situations, and they like to draw it to him a lot on the obvious 3rd down situations.
And he's in there now, talking about Joe Washington. It's 3rd and 5. Here is Theismann doing good work and throwing out. It's complete to Nick Giaquinto, and he gets big yards down into the Redskin territory. Giaquinto to the 44-yard line, a 17-yard pass play on 3rd down with Curtin off the tackler.
Minnesota was confused on the coverage. They did not have anybody at all on Giaquinto. He was all by himself. There was a safety blitz. Turner was blitzing on the play. Therefore, he was out there all by himself, one-on-one, comes back to the inside and picks up about 4 extra yards. Nick Giaquinto, number 30.
The ball is at the Viking 44-yard line, and Charlie Brown goes in motion once again. Riggins is back in there, the fake to him, and the screen pass to the left side. It is taken by Charlie Brown, and he can run. He is down for a 1st down inside the 35-yard line of the Vikings, and here early they have the Vikings tilting a little bit. 12 yards that time.
They have a lot of movement. They throw a lot of high possession kind of passes. There was a great illustration of it. Charlie Brown on a quick screen. He went from the right to the left. Has somebody out in front, number 66, Joe Jacoby, out in front in good shape, and also Russ Grimm, both of whom did a great job of blocking out in front on a quick screen for Charlie Brown.
At the Viking 32-yard line, they split Rick Walker, the tight end, to the right side, and here comes Riggins, and there goes Riggins. Another 1st down. Look at him ramble. He's down to the 16-yard line of Minnesota, and you could tell the difference and the way they've shaken it up, Hank, on the 1st down calls. They've got them reeling.
Yeah, they keep you off balance. And that time they just ran something right up the middle. Jeff Bostic, the offensive center, number 53, did a very good job, as did the right tackle, George Stark. But you see John Riggins going right up the middle and carrying some people with him and making a big gain on the play. Jeff Bostic really did a good job, and he's like Santa Claus in there. He looks like Santa Claus, doesn't he? But he gets the job done.
It is another 1st down play for the Redskins. Brown in motion. Riggins again. Slanting left. Look at him go again. He's down inside the 10-yard line. They're making him look easy, and the ball is to the 8 before Randy Holloway made the stop for Minnesota.
Here we see it from another view. Look at the blocking. Look at the slip-off blocking. The good job that the guard does. Russ Grimm, number 66, does a great job. And, of course, Riggins has great vision and does a good job of picking up the gap and making yardage on the play.
They have kept the ball for 4 minutes, and the ball is at the Viking 8, and it's 2nd down and 2. Brown to the left, and Garrett, the wide receiver, to the right. 2 tight ends, Warren and Walker. Here Riggins, trying for the 1st down, and it appears from here that he got it. He had to go to about the 7-yard line. Doug Martin finally put the stop on it, and is it 1st and goal? The referee, Jim Tunney, will tell us here in a moment. That's what it is. 1st and goal from the 6 of the Vikings.
Talking to the tight end, Don Warren of the Washington Redskins, number 85. He was talking about Matt Blair, the fine linebacker of the Minnesota Vikings. He said that he thought he was by far the very best linebacker he's seen all year long, and he's really played well. Talking about Matt Blair, and the Minnesota Vikings are especially tough on short yardage situations. Let's see what they do here.
1st and goal from the 6. Riggins ran by a couple of people, and he got about half of that yardage. And now the Redskins have kept the ball for the first 5 minutes of the game. Scott Studwell made the tackle for Minnesota. It's tougher to throw down in this area, Hank, and as you say, Minnesota is very good against the run. There's Kramer waiting to get in. He's been on the sideline for 5 minutes, 10 seconds.
Talking to Joe Gibbs, he said that in the films that they have seen of Minnesota, you get inside that 5-yard line on 1st and 4 or 1st and 5, and usually you're lucky if they get in on the 4th down. That's how tough they are defensively. Let's see how effective they're going to be here.
This is the 9th play of the drive coming up from the 3-yard line. Riggins again, and stop Cole. Stop Cole by the Vikings, led by Doug Martin. And of course, he got all the help that he needed.
And, you know, looking at that play, it was a trap play, meaning that the left guard was going to pull on the play. Russ Grimm, the middle linebacker, was very deep. And it looked like that they would be able to make more yardage than they did, but they closed it quickly. And a great illustration how good Minnesota is on short yardage situations.
Now it is 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line as Riggins was stopped cold on that trip. Redskins have kept the ball for almost 6 minutes. Here's Theismann rolling. Flag is down. Pass caught. Touchdown. Let's check the flag. There's a flag down on the far side of the field as Don Warren, the tight end, caught the ball. Touchdown, Washington. The penalty against Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown play, and that's the first touchdown pass that Don Warren has caught all year. 6-0 with 9:03 left in the first quarter. Quite a drive, Mr. Stram, huh?
You have to be impressed with that.
7-0 now as Art Mosley kicks it through. Let's watch that 3rd down play. 3rd and 3.
Play action fake, faking to the fullback, Riggins, with his hand rolling to his right. Warren is open in the end zone. There you see him. He makes the catch, sucks it right up. Touchdown, Washington Redskins, and they go ahead. Here you see the offensive linemen do a good job, and Warren breaks through in good shape, gets to the open area, turns, anchors in the corner of the end zone, makes the catch, and touchdown, Washington Redskins.
9:03 left in the first quarter. The Redskins have got to be saying, are we that good? And the Vikings have got to be saying, are we that weak?
At Ford Motor Company, quality is job one. This is one of 1,000 employee involvement groups formed by Ford and the UAW. This group helped apply laser and computer technology to improve the paint finish of the new 1983 Cougar.
Going to get a consistent quality. I don't see why it wouldn't be a winner.
Employee involvement, another reason Ford achieved the highest quality rating of any major American car or truck maker.
Ford, quality is job one.
Sharp introduces a videotape recorder so personal everybody thinks it's theirs. That's why they call it My Video. It has video search, uses 8-hour tapes, yet it's small enough to move from room to room, house to house, even out of doors. Sharp's My Video. We replaced 500,000 transistors and diodes with one tiny chip. From sharp minds come sharp products.
10 plays, 66 yards, almost 6 minutes, and the Washington Redskins players tell their fans to whoop it up. The kick will be by Jeff Hayes, the rookie from North Carolina. Jarvis Redwine and Darren Nelson are the deep men for the Vikings. Number 20 is Nelson to your right, and Hayes awaits the go-ahead. Mr. Tunney says, let it rip, and here we go. Finally, Kramer will get in the game unless somebody mishandles this one. They let it bounce, and it is picked up by Redwine, and he is out to the 21. And these special teams of the Redskins continue to be good. A 10-yard kickoff return, and we check the Viking offense. Tommy Kramer is the quarterback. By the way, Quentin Lowry made that downfield tackle. Ted Brown, Tony Galbraith, the running backs. Sam McCullum and Sammy White are the wide receivers. The offensive line tight end Joe Sensor, Steve Riley, Jim Huff, Dennis Willey, Wes Hamilton, and Tim Irwin, the offensive line for the Vikings. They're at their own 21. High formation with Ted Brown, the tailback. See how Kramer approaches it. And a pass play. There it is. And Sammy White dropped it across the 35. That's unusual for him. Kramer was right on the money, and his best receiver dropped the ball.
And Kramer, watch how quickly he releases the ball. He has a great touch. That time on the very first play of the game, he runs a play-action pass. Tony Galbraith was in the flat also.
Here they are up front with Mendenhall, Butts, and Grant, and Manley on the end. McGee comes in for the pass for the Redskins. Their linebackers are Mel Kaufman, Neil Okowitz, and Rich Malott. And their deep backs, Jarris White, Vernon Dean, the rookie, Tony Peters, the all-pro player, and Mark Murphy, he's their center fielder. Kaufman is out, Monty Coleman is in as a Redskin linebacker. Here comes Ted Brown. And he got 5 yards, and a flag goes down. Brown came out to the 26, tackled by Mark Murphy and Rich Malott. And a flag has been thrown.
They tried to make that look like a rollout. Listen for the call.
And a penalty against Minnesota. And they didn't need that, did they?
No wonder the hole opened up so well. But they rolled to the right like it was going to be a rollout pass and gave the ball to Brown, who came back against the grain and picked up a nice gain on the play, but all to no avail. Penalty on the play.
Talked it over with Dave Butts, daddy for the second time just a few days ago. And I have a son and a daughter. And Jim Tunney marks it down to the 11 of the Vikings, and let's tune him in. How do you sound today, Jim?
Better eat some lemon drops. we can't hear it.
Okay, let's see if we can pick up the penalty on that last running play.
Vernon Dean.
Illegal use of the hands by Sam McCullum.
Yes, he pushed him, got him in the back.
As a result, second down and 21.
Monty Coleman, number 51, the linebacker for the Washington Redskins. Really a great athlete. They don't have to use 6 defensive backs a lot because he is like a defensive back. He is really a good one, got great speed, a terrific athlete. Monty Coleman, 51.
They cheated the Vikings 5 yards. They've given it back to them, put it at the 16, and it's second down and 16. Kramer long down the middle and unable to get to it is the leading pass receiver of the Vikings, Ted Brown, and he drawn heavy coverage from Tony Peters, who had some help.
That was a great illustration of Tommy Kramer. The outside receivers were double covered that time, Jack, and the only place he could throw the ball that would have any merit would be right down the middle, and that's exactly where he located Brown and got the ball downfield, but they double covered him too with a linebacker, and the ball fell incomplete.
It is third down and 16. You got to look at the two coaches, Bud Grant and Joe Gibbs. Neil Okowitz is out, and Joe Lavender comes in as the extra defensive back for the Redskins. There's a Viking fan. Hope the youngster had a nice trip over here. Third down. Terry LeCout is the additional wide receiver. Motion by White.
Blitz.
He coughs it up, and it is incomplete. He almost got it out here to LeCout, but Monty Coleman was coming after him, and Kramer had to spit it out a little too quickly.
That's what you have to do against Kramer, even though you don't get the sack. If you make him throw the ball prematurely, exactly what happened. They got in his face. He had to throw the ball just to get rid of it, falling away. Watch the blitz. Coleman and 57. Watch 51. He threw the ball to get rid of it. No chance whatsoever. And that's the kind of pressure Washington is going to try to put on Kramer here this afternoon.
They're going after the kicker, Coleman, and he gets it away. Not too good a kick, and Mike Nelms gets a good bounce and now a bad bounce as it went by him, and it rolls down inside the 25-yard line. And what a good kick by Coleman down to the 22-yard line. The Redskins, who started at their 34 the first time, will start from their 22, and Mr. Coleman was a little lucky on this grass field to get a 61-yard punt.
You know, there's nothing like getting together for a nice, friendly game of cards. That's right. Jim brings the cards.
Uh-oh.
Mickey brings the doll.
Thanks, doll.
And I bring the beer. Light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer. And it's less filling. And you don't want to get filled up when you're dealing with these guys. Okay, Numa, cut the cards. Oh, no.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Four-wheel drive isn't the only great thing about this Toyota. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Introducing the new four-wheel drive Toyota Tercel wagon. Inside, it's enormous. It switches from front wheel to four-wheel drive on command and gives you the best gas mileage of any four-wheel drive car. The Toyota Tercel, a new standard in four-wheel drive. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Tercel.
As we have another look at RFK Stadium from above, Hank Stram thinks that Mike Nelms messed it up a little bit on that punt return.
Yeah, there's no way in the world. You must catch the ball. You have to get a better jump. He lost 18 yards on that punt return.
Here comes Riggins outside right and unloads and stays on his feet till he gets to the 26. He got 4 and Tom Hannon knocked him down. We saw the great balance of Riggins. You know, one of the things they told us about him yesterday, Hank, is you give another running back the ball 25 times during the game, he won't play for 2 weeks. You give it to Riggins 30 times and he'll play every week.
Yeah, he dances every dance. He's a great running back, and he's big and he's strong. He's 6'2", 235. He's listed at 235, but he looks like he really is about 245, and he can really move.
3 wide receivers and motion by Charlie Brown. 2nd and 6, and Theismann to Riggins. And he stretches out to the 29-yard line. And a 3rd down play coming up for the Redskins. A tackle by Charlie Johnson and Doug Martin. Talk about Charlie Johnson, their nose guard, number 65, and to their center, Jeff Bostic of the Redskins. He said Johnson is so low to the ground, Hank, he's really tough to get to.
Yeah, he's trying to like trying to pry open a manhole cover. He really is. He's down there, and he's low, and he's big, and he's strong, and he has great leverage.
3rd and 4 coming up. Theismann is 3 out of 3 in the passing department. Giaquinto sets up on the right wing. He's number 30, and Brown goes in motion. And Theismann sets up to throw. No pressure. Runs out of the pocket. Going to run, and he gets a 1st down. Out of bounds, and hit at the 35-yard line. Matt Blair knocked him out and didn't miss a chance to get a little lick in on him before he stepped out.
There's a great illustration of a veteran quarterback knowing what he has to do when he runs. He can't. He gets to the sideline, gets as much as he possibly can, but does not stop at the side. He keeps running to make sure that if he does get hit, he gets hit going away. Sometimes a young quarterback will stop at a sideline and really get a terrific blow.
A 6-yard run for a 1st down at the Redskin 35. They've been good all year on 3rd down. They've made a 1st down 41% of the time. Now Brown is to the left on a wing. Here's a different formation that the Redskins are throwing up. And Brown comes in motion. And there's a bootleg, maybe a busted play, and Theismann is safe at 2nd base. He'll live to play another down. He gained only a yard.
Yeah, it looked like that was a busted play, and he was going to challenge one of those linebackers or defensive backs. Very wise. Here you see Theismann. Looks like he got the ball a little late, did not get around quickly enough, and for that reason decided to keep it himself. And I think the important thing as a quarterback, when you reverse pivot, the head has to come around first. If the head comes first, it's the heaviest part of the body. Everything else will follow suit.
Fred McNeil made that tackle. And it's 2nd down and 9. Now Kurtnoff and Rufus Best come in. They have 6 defensive backs. 2nd and 9. Uh-oh, something happening here. Incomplete. And no flag. The feet got tangled up a little bit. Willie Teal covering Garrett downfield. Garrett, number 89. Is the fellow who caught 3 against Detroit last week. But Teal stayed right with him. 3rd and 9.
Good coverage on the part of Teal. Willie Teal, number 37, played his collegiate football at LSU. They're step for step. He's playing man for man. And Teal finally, when he sees him reach for the ball, turns around to look at the ball, but the ball was thrown just a little bit too long.
One thing about Teal, he knew where the ball was.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did.
The Redskins are 3 for 3 on 3rd down and making a 1st down, and they're faced with 3rd and 9. Giaquinto is into the game and in the pass pattern, and Theismann drills it into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by John Swain, who had 2 during the year. He got that deflected ball.
You don't see Theismann do that very often. He threw the ball into a lot of traffic, a lot of folks. This is what I call a turmoil play. Jackie goes back and then rolls to the right. They double team the defensive end. Martin got to the outside, but he throws the ball with the expectation of hitting Warren, the tight end, but there's too many people around. Swain Number 29 comes up with the interception.
And Turner is the one who knocked the ball up into the air, and John Swain on the left corner took it down at the Minnesota 44.
It's harvest time in California's Sonoma and Napa counties, the finest wine-growing regions in the world. No land produces better grapes. No grapes produce better wines. And each year, the specially selected harvest from Sonoma and Napa counties goes more to one winery than to any other. To the award-winning winery of Ernest and Julio Gallo. From the finest wine-growing regions in the world. All the best.
Here's big news from GMAC about low financing. Participating GM dealers are now offering low 11.9% GMAC financing on all new 83 GM cars and light trucks. 11.9% financing, not on just a few selected models, but every new GM car and light truck. Offer good until March 31st. See your GM dealer for details.
If you really want it, we can help you get it with GMAC financing.
11.9%.
Well, the Redskins haven't turned it over very often. And there you see the takeaway giveaway comparisons with the Redskins having the edge. That was the first interception in 87 passes that Theismann had thrown. Here's the running play to Brown, and he gets about a half a yard, that's all. And by the way, Theismann had thrown 96 in a row earlier this year without an interception. Olkowitz made that tackle on Brown, and Matt Mendenhall was also there.
The Redskin defense, 2 in total defense, 4 against the rush, 3 against the pass. So you see they're very obviously a very well-balanced team on defense.
They really stopped the Lions in cold fashion last week with regard to the running game. That included Billy Sims. Tony McGee is in to help with the pass rush for the Redskins. And the receiver fell down. The pass is incomplete as he tried to get it out to Leo Lewis, a little fellow out of Missouri, with Vernon Dean, the rookie, covering. Dean is quite a story for Washington this year. He really helped him back there.
Watch Dean slip. He's in the coverage. The receiver slipped, I should say. Leo Lewis, number 87. Dean reacted well to the thrown ball, but had no chance whatsoever to make the interception.
And how is Mr. Kramer doing?
So far, 0 for 4.
0 for 4. It's 3rd and 9. 5:07 left in the first quarter. They show the blitz. The blitz is on. Here they come. There's the pass, and the receiver fell down again. Then Terry LeCount regained his balance and missed the pass, and the Vikings are going to have to punt. Yesterday, Bud Grant said, we don't care if they blitz. He said, we are the best team in the National Football League in picking up blitzes.
Yeah, but LeCount comes off the line of scrimmage. Watch him on Vernon Dean, number 32. Dean is looking into the backfield. He cuts to the outside, but you know, Jack, what happened on the play, he tried to cut on his inside foot instead of his outside foot, and for that reason, he had no place to fall in case he did slip, and he went right to the turf.
Here's the second punt of the day by Greg Coleman, and Mike Nelms is back to get it. He's murdered. Another line drive kick, and Nelms took it in the air at the 22-yard line. Whoa, what a big hit at the 29. Nelms looked like an outfielder going up for the ball. He's all right. He's got a muscle core, or a bruise on the top of his thigh. A 33-yard punt. Redskins have the ball for the third time, lead 7-0.
I once rolled a log off a 100-foot waterfall, came up standing, and popped myself open a cold light beer from Miller.
Ah, you lumberjacks. Well, one time a big mouth bass pulled me up a waterfall. That's when you appreciate light beer, because it's less filling.
Yeah, but it was the thought of light's great taste that kept me going when I was cutting timber in the Great Sahara Forest.
Wait a minute. Sahara's the desert.
It is now.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
No, speaking of forest, remember that time?
Make it a year to remember in a car you'll never forget. With 11.9% financing on any new Cadillac, 11.9% on Eldorado, on Seville, Cimarron, Coupe de Ville, Sedan de Ville, and Fleetwood Brougham. 11.9% financing is an excellent way to start the new year.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Saturday, meet
Meet the world's greatest stuntman.
That good, huh?
In the high-flyingest, hair-raisingest comedy ever. It's Burt Reynolds as Hooper.
4:54 left in the first quarter. You can see that the Redskins have had the ball most of the time.
And they've had the ball on 1st and 10 7 times. Have rushed the ball 6 out of 7 on 1st and 10.
From their own 29-yard line, here's a pass to Walker, the tight end. He breaks a couple of tackles. Still going, and with it all, he got about 5 or 6 yards. Brett McNeil, 54, finally spun him down. Now, Walker's tough, as most tight ends are. He weighs 235. He's the better pass receiver of the two tight ends.
Yeah, and Walker's a move man. He goes from side to side as the extra tight end. Here's the quick screen again. He's tall and he's rangy. He played his collegiate football at UCLA. Does a good job of switching the ball away from pressure. Good job of running. It's finally got kind of clothesline there by Dennis Johnson, 52, but he makes a good run on the play.
And it's 2nd down and 4 from the Redskin 35. 4:08 left in the first quarter. Riggins gets a first down. Tell you, once he gets rolling, brother, you better jump on him and wait for some help, because you're going to go for a little ride. And first to him was Tom Hannon, then John Turner, an 8-yard run, and a Redskin first down to their 43.
But Jacoby and Grimm, both of whom did a great job of blocking at the point of attack, 66 and 68. Jacoby played his collegiate football for Vince Gibson at the University of Louisville, and Grimm really has been an outstanding guard for the Washington Redskins all year long.
Riggins has carried the ball 10 times, 48 yards.
Well, look how deep the corners are playing.
Here's Riggins on the flea flicker. And he airs it out downfield. Garrett, yup! Inside the 15. Where did he touch down? Willie Teal was trying to cover, but Garrett, who caught 3 touchdown passes last week, took it in. 46 yards just outside the Viking 10. They're really mixing it up, Hank.
Oh, they're doing a good job, and he just runs. They're double covered, and he runs right between the 2 defensive backs. Willie Teal specifically, number 37, the right corner, is playing too wide. Here we see it, a little recess football here. Gives it to Riggins. The old flea flicker throws it downfield right on the money, and he's finally tackled there by Willie Teal.
Riggins from outside the 10 goes to the 5-yard line. He's a bundle of trouble. It is not 1st and goal. It was 2nd, about 10 and a half. Matt Blair and Mark Mullaney made that tackle. You had a nice visit with Mullaney last night.
Yeah, we did, and you know, it turned out that his father was at Purdue University when I was there.
Riggins carried to the 6. He got 5 yards. 7-0. The Redskins leading with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, just outside of 2 minutes. 2nd down and 5. It's Brown in motion and Riggins in motion. He's down to about the 3. It's going to be 3rd and short. Good tackle by John Turner, number 27. 1:45 left in the first quarter.
I mentioned it earlier, and I'll mention it again. Minnesota is great against the run in this goal line area, and it's tough to just pound it in there. The last time they got down on 3rd down, they threw a play action pass for a touchdown. Let's see if they're in the 3rd down situation, whether they'll roll or do something here or try to stuff it in there on the next 2 downs.
The extra back is in there. There's Riggins trying for the touchdown, and he may have a first down. He did not get the touchdown. He may have a first down, and Matt Blair knocked him into the air.
It looked like he was going to go right in for the touchdown. Blair came out of no place, came out of nowhere to make the play. Number 59, Matt Blair, really made a great tackle on Riggins.
I'm going to take a guess, though we're pretty far away. I think he got a first down.
Yeah, I think he did too.
We'll either both be right or both be wrong, and it'll be 1st and goal if he did from about a foot away. No. No. Okay, Redskins, what do you want? You want to make it 10-0, or you want to try to make it 14-0?
I think they have to go for it, Jack. I think anytime you have inches less than the yard, you have to go for it. If it's a yard or more, you're going to kick the field goal. I think they're going to go.
You see all those signs? I think it's the hit and run.
It might be. Let's see what they call.
Riggins has gained 57 yards, 13 carries. Now, don't be too sure he's going to carry the ball because Theismann likes to roll, likes to throw in a spot like this. They get the 3 tight ends in there, including Didier. Didier in motion. Riggins. And touchdown. 13-0. He just got over.
Boy, you don't think the only reason he made that touchdown Jack, really, was 245. He went into a lot of traffic, and he's strong enough to go through that traffic, and that's why he scored, and barely so.
John Turner did his utmost, but he was carried over the goal line along with the football. It's 13-0, and there's Mark Mosley, who set the record this year of 23 field goals in a row. Theismann gets it down. The kick is good, and it's 14-0. Well, let's see how Riggins got into the end zone with 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Watch the right side, the tight end, 85, and look at the penetration. And again, he barely made it. Fred Dean, George Stark, right guard, right tackle, and Don Warren. But look at that. He just carries his way into the end zone, and barely so. The ball just break the plane.
And from the sideline, touchdown, they say. On over above the goal line, it's 14-0.
Sharp introduces the SF-825 copier.
Hold it! I'm here to demonstrate how the SF-825 reduces 2 ways or enlarges.
Really?
Make a small copy of me even smaller or an enlargement up to 120%. Sharp's SF-825 has 44 diagnostic features.
I love the copier, and you're cute, too.
Hey, don't forget your original.
We replaced 500,000 transistors and diodes with one tiny chip. From Sharp's minds come Sharp products.
Jeep asks, why drive a car?
Taxi! Taxi! Jeep! Jeep!
Why drive a car?
I bought my Jeep Wagoneer as a second car. Then I realized, what do I need the first one for?
This just in. 11.9% financing from Jeep Corporation.
11.9%? For me!
Drive a Jeep.
11.9% means low monthly payments, as low as $158.87 on a new Jeep CJ.
Well, a little bit of sunshine has appeared on the scene as Jeff Hayes will kick it off for the Redskins, who lead 14-0. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Jarvis Redwine and Darren Nelson are the deep men. 7 plays, 71 yards, almost 4 minutes. And Redwine watches it go. Oh, he had to take it on the 1. He's back to the 10, 15 down the sideline and beyond the 20-yard line. He thought perhaps it would go out of bounds or in the end zone. Then he was forced. His hand was forced, and Redwine returned it, and Quentin Lowry tackled him out beyond the Viking 23. The Vikings got to be saying, hey, we're better than this, aren't we? In every game the Vikings have played, they've been behind this year.
And they're a very resourceful team, Jack. The fact that they're 14 points behind this early in the game really is not too startling, because you know Bud Grant's philosophy and the way they move the ball with a passing game, they're always capable of coming back and doing a good job.
On first down, Ted Brown spins across the 25. Got only a couple. He was tackled by Rich Malott and others. Dave Butts weighs 295.
Watch Dave Butts, number 65, played his collegiate football at Purdue University. Look how big and strong he is. Look at 2 guys blocking him, and they still haven't moved him very much, but he's a good one. And he has a size 12.5 shoe and 7E, not a double E, triple E, but 7E.
Brown got 3. Here's the pass outside, caught for a first down. Caught by Sam McCullum, who was picked up on waivers from Seattle, and Vernon Dean, the rookie right cornerback, was covering. You would expect them to work on Fred Dean. First period comes to a close. The Redskins have had a good one, haven't they?
They really have.
They scored on a pass play, 3 yards to Don Warren. They scored on a 1-yard run by John Riggins. Mosley both extra points. And the Redskins are off and running.
Deacon's my name, and bowling's my game.
Gutter ball, gutter ball.
How are you gonna score there?
Come on, 3 strikes and you're out.
What? We just won another round of light beer from Miller.
Yeah, light sure tastes great.
Let's fill it. Tastes great.
Wait a minute. There it is, down there. Take your time.
8 ball in the pocket.
Bubba, this ball doesn't have any holes in it. Yeah, it does.
The score's all even.
Glass frame. Who's up?
Rodney.
Rodney! Gotta be a mistake.
Hey, you kidding? It's a piece of cake.
All we need is 1 pin, Rodney.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I didn't get my turn yet. I'm gonna break this tie.
What makes Pontiac 6000 the new rival to the world's great road cars? Let us count the ways. Front-wheel drive, electronic fuel injection, rack and pinion steering, McPherson front struts, high-tech engineering, European styling. It all adds up to 6,000. Pontiac 6000. And the excitement multiplies. Pontiac, we build excitement.
Schramm, look at the yards in the first quarter. Washington
150 and Minnesota 19.
First downs
9-1. And the last time we saw Minnesota play, they were losing to the Dallas Cowboys 13-0. Came back and won it. So this is a very resourceful team. They're still very much in this game.
Kramer throws as he is hit, and it's dropped. That's the second drop of the day. This one by Jackson, Harold Jackson, the veteran. I bet he has never made a more palpable mistake than that one.
And Vernon Dean, the rookie right cornerback, turns and runs, turns his knees to the inside of the field and is way off by about 5 or 6 yards. Jackson just dropped the football. It was perfectly thrown right at the numbers.
When Ahmad Rashad had to retire because of the back problem, they picked up Harold Jackson, and he's just now comfortable with the system.
We should mention that Vernon Dean, right cornerback 32, is playing with a broken bone in his wrist and is playing with a leather brace.
Here is Kramer being rushed and throws a screen, and it's incomplete. Not a screen. A little safety valve pass to Ted Brown. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Previously, Manley was on the previous play. Manley was after him. This time it was Coleman after him and Malott.
That both linebackers blitzing, 57, Malott and Coleman. They get good penetration, and they make Kramer throw the ball again before he really wanted to throw the ball. They had the hands up, and it's tough to throw over those arms.
Now, Ted Brown read the blitz, and he went to the right spot.
Yeah, he went to the right spot all right, but it was still a problem for Kramer because they were too close to him when he threw the football. He did not have a chance to step and throw, and that's what he has to be able to do.
Kramer is only 1 out of 8. Joe Lavender is in defensively for the Redskins. Manley gets after the quarterback, and look out! Caught it! First down inside the 25-yard line. Up and running to the 21. Terry LeCout caught it on 3rd and long. Despite the pressure, Kramer was on the money. White was covering, and he had help.
Watch LeCout, number 80, coming off the ball. Jarris White on the outside, going right down the field in good shape. The ball is just thrown right over the top. He changes his course a little bit. The ball is thrown right over the top of Jarris White. Big play for the Minnesota Vikings, and Dexter Manley really gave Kramer a shot that time. Boy, he really gave him a massage.
A 42-yard pickup to the Redskin 21. Albrecht is in the backfield with Brown. First down pass drilled to Ted Brown, their leading pass receiver, for only a couple of yards. Neil Olkowitz, the middle linebacker, covering. He's number 52, and we have 13:40 left in the first half.
And Tony Galbraith is playing fullback, number 32. We drafted him number 2, played at Missouri. He's really a terrific running back and a great receiver. They like to throw the ball to him in this situation. He comes into the game with 17 catches.
Lonnie Coleman goes back in on defense, and hobbling out is Matt Mendenhall, the defensive end for the Redskins. He's shaken up, and he'll be tended to on the sideline. 2nd and 7. Mr. Brown can do some things, can he? He gets over for a touchdown. A touchdown run of 18 yards for Ted Brown. He just slid all the way.
He really did. And the right guard from the opposite side, we see Wes Hamilton, 61, the right guard trapping. And Brown really doing a fantastic job of running the ball. He looked like he had skates on the way he skated. Watch it from the opposite side, a trap inside. Watch him slide here to the outside. Galbraith makes a block inside. He runs to the outside, outruns everybody, and races into the end zone before Malott, 57, can push him out of bounds.
Meyer was perfect on extra points all year, 23 out of 23, and he makes that one good. And just like that, the Vikings are back into the game. Remember that big 3rd down and 10 play a while ago that set up the touchdown run.
You can get a Subaru hatchback with either front-wheel drive or on-demand 4-wheel drive. Either way, the most important drive they put you on is in economy drive, with low sticker prices and the kind of mileage that lets you feed your family instead of your car. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
And here's your room guarantee. And only Holiday Inn gives you this no excuses guarantee. Everything in your room will be right, or we'll make it right, no excuses. Or that night you stay free. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
You don't get this guarantee from any other hotel chain, not any one of them. And this guarantee comes from every one of us at Holiday Inn to you, because we want to take care of you. We give you a guarantee, not excuses.
How you can run like that with a bullet in your leg, I don't know. But Ted Brown still has a bullet in his leg from a hunting accident. And a smile on his face after the 18-yard run.
You think it squirt out of there with that kind of a run.
There's your scoring drive, 7-7-7-2-5-7. Bet the 7 dog. It's 13:03 left in the half. And now Mike Nelms is back in there to await the kick from Rick Denmeyer. Look at that kick.
They better check that ball. Looks like it didn't have enough air in it or something, or else the air was going out of it after he kicked it.
Pump it up, pump it up. It looked like he spiked it or something.
Maybe had a nail in the end of his shoe that time.
So now he'll kick from the 30. I talked to, there's Jim Tunney. Talked to Bud Grant about Denmeyer. He's happy with his kickoffs. He said they usually bring it out to about their 25. He said that's good enough for us.
Yeah, he gets the ball. The one thing, he doesn't get it long, but he gets it high, which permits the cover team to get down there and do a good job, which they have done. And they just, they average about 25 yards.
Well, you're going to see some more good football players tomorrow. The Packers with James Lofton and John Jefferson and the tight end Kaufman, and the Dallas Cowboys with Dorsett and a fellow that I think is one of the strong forces in the league this year, Doug Cosby, their tight end. You'll see that on CBS tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time. Cosby's had a year, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Yeah, he's done a good job. And they throw the ball a lot to their tight end, especially with all the zone coverages you see in professional football today.
Pat Summerall and John Madden will cover that game tomorrow. Here's Nelms taking the ball at the 9, 20, 25, and to the 30-yard line. So the Redskins get it again with 12:50 left in the half, a 21-yard return, and Theismann goes to work. And Robin Senline, a linebacker, was the Minnesota downfield tackler. Theismann is hot, 5 out of 7. He had one intercepted, however, and that stopped his string. He had thrown 82 in a row before being picked off. Ball is at the Washington 30. It's further than that now with Garrett taking in another, and he apparently gets a first down. He did get a first down. Willie Teal tackled him. And Garrett is trying to prove today that it wasn't any fluke last week.
And he's doing a good job so far. Here's Theismann on a quick 1-2-3, a kind of a Lawrence Welk pass. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a throw. Throws it outside to Garrett. Makes the catch, and Teal finally makes the tackle. They're going to pick on Teal. He plays soft. He's got good speed, but I think the consensus is that if you're going to throw the ball a lot on Minnesota, if you can get one-on-one, you're going to give Teal, number 37, a lot of business, and so far they're doing exactly that.
I'm impressed with the variety of the first down calls by the Redskins. Last week, look, that's what Garrett did last week. Lost the goal line 3 times. Motion by the tight end and a run by Riggins. A good run, 9 yards. Out to the Washington 49. Very close to midfield with Studwell tackling along with Willie Teal, and a very diversified Washington Redskin attack.
And the offensive line of the Redskins really doing a great job of opening holes. Look at the running room inside. Good job by Jacoby, Grimm, Bostic, Dean, and Stark, all of whom did a good job of cutting off people on the backside, providing Riggins with an opportunity to run through the hole.
2nd and 1, and another first down for Washington to the Viking 48. We have 11:40 left in the half. They've got the nickname here of that offensive line of the Hogs of the Redskins. Not a very attractive nickname. Charlie Johnson made that last tackle. And the Fun Bunch, and they really do have a good approach over here.
Yeah, watching them practice and being out there yesterday like we were, and on many other occasions during the course of it, they're very loose, very relaxed. They know what they have to do, and they get the job done.
And they just got a first down.
Look at all the room on the outside here with the cover in front of Teal, and both corners are very soft.
The screen pass to Charlie Brown gets only a few yards, just inside the 45. 11 minutes left in the half.
That play would have been better to the left side, Jack, because Teal that time was about 12 yards deep.
Charlie Brown, number 87, and a flag is down. We're going to have to deal with that. Charlie Brown really knows where the goal line is. He had 8 touchdowns this year. Here's some yards against Washington. At their 46. Once again, an illegal block. And it will happen on the left of the screen.
Here we see it. Walker, 88. You see him blocking from behind on Tommy Hannon, and that was the penalty on the play.
Making it 1st and 15 at the Redskin 46. Exactly 11 minutes left in the half. It's Brown in motion. No pressure on Theismann, and they read it to Riggins, and this is ruled incomplete. And it's just as well he dropped the ball as Fred McNeil, the linebacker, really read that one.
Yeah, he took a sniff of that one and read it perfectly. That time Theismann, who likes to run back in the pocket and then roll to his right, and then threw back against the grain to Riggins, and the ball was thrown a little bit high, and lucky it was not intercepted on the play.
Theismann is 7 out of 10. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 2nd down and 16. 6 backs are in, including Kurtenoff and Lucas Best on defense. Walker comes in motion. That was wide open. Went it inside the 30. Down to the 25-yard line goes Charlie Brown. What a good throw by
downtown Charlie Brown. What a good move. 6 defensive backs. He makes an inside move and breaks to the outside. Protection was good. Watch the protection. Watch the right side of your screen. Charlie Brown covered short and long. Breaks to the outside. Swain, number 29, is in front. And 27, Turner, behind. He makes the catch. A beautiful throw by Theismann and a great catch by Charlie Brown.
30 yards to the Minnesota 24. Leading 14-7. The Redskins are rolling again. Motion by Brown. Riggins. Inside, outside. Drives inside the 20-yard line. Stayed in bounds. Scott Studwell tackled him. Riggins doesn't like to go out of bounds, does he?
No, he doesn't, and a guy that's big and strong shouldn't go out of bounds unless you knock him out of bounds.
He is put down at the Minnesota 18, and he got 6. And we have 10-15 left in the half, and Riggins apparently is headed for another 100-yard game.
And Riggins,
76.
and he does not have high knee action. He runs very close to the ground, and for that reason, he's got great balance.
On the 18-yard line with Walker in motion again, pass play. Heisman throws inside, touchdown to Garrett.
There it is on Teal again, one-on-one, and boy, Teal got caught back on his heels. He made the move inside, left Willie Teal, and ball was delivered right on the money. Another touchdown by the Washington Redskins. A beautiful play.
One thing is apparent, Hank, as we watch the replay, they know that they can't sit on this lead and win the game.
Yeah, they're on the attack, and that's what you like about this team. They don't sit back. They know they have to make things happen. Here again, throws it right inside. I wish you could see the move he made on Teal, but he was wide open, just went right down at him and cut to the inside. It was 1-for-1. Touchdown, Washington.
And another extra point by Mosley makes it 21-7 after that 18-yard pass play. 9:58 remaining in the half. And these Redskins are demanding respect, and they are earning it.
If you've ever had the feeling you had to wait forever for a Subaru station wagon, here's good news. They're available now with on-demand four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. But because of Subaru mileage, Subaru sticker prices, and Subaru durability, better see your Subaru dealer soon before they start disappearing again. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
So long, fellas.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I'm hot, cold, thirsty. Call me a cab.
10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge.
I can't make it.
10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge drinking a Lowenbrow.
I can make it.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Where would I be without you guys?
Probably still out there in the snow somewhere.
On CBS Sports, Heisman runner-up John Elway, coached by his father, against Illinois' Tony Eason in the East-West Shrine Game, next on CBS Sports.
That's Jeff Hayes teeing it up. We have 9:58 remaining in the half. That last scoring drive, 9 plays, 70 yards, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. Garrett has caught 3 passes for 75 yards. Redwine and Nelson are the beat men for the visiting Vikings. And this is Nelson, their #1 pick out of Stanford. He's a flyer, but he won't fly today. The ball is at the 13-yard line, and that's all. Downfield for Washington, the linebacker Stuart Anderson. An 11-yard return, and the Redskin fans love it.
McNeil and Blair were blitzing on this touchdown pass. It was 1-for-1 coverage on the left side. Garrett licks Teal, number 37, the right cornerback, by a big margin. Touchdown, Washington.
That's his 3rd pass reception of the day, and the Vikings are all the way back to their 14-yard line with 9:48 left in the half. Well, the Vikings showed the last time they had the ball what they can do on offense. Sammy White is in there, and he's off to the right. Joe Sensor, the tight end, he's in motion. Kramer drops it short, and it's good for a few yards, hauled in by Steve Jordan, a rookie tight end out of Brown.
That time we saw a great illustration, Jack, of a receiver, Steve Jordan in this case, making the catch and just being satisfied to make the catch instead of catching the ball and trying to make more yardage on the play. He caught it and went right down to the turf instead of catching it and trying to get as much out of the play as he possibly could.
And he ended up with 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6. White to the right, McCullum to the left.
I think they can do some business on that left side to their left on Dean when they get him on 1-for-1.
Here's good faking by Kramer, and then a screen. Brown looking for a place to go, and nothing doing. Hardly got back to the line of scrimmage, and Dave Butts.
To talk to him about that, wasn't it?
And he is come to be one of the best in the game. He was disappointed he didn't make the Pro Bowl. 6'7", 295. We have third down and 7 with 8:17 left in the half. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, motion by Sensor. And Sammy White caught it for a first down. And Kramer delivered the ball perfectly between Joe Lavender and Jarris White, 2 fine defensive players.
But that time he had time to throw the ball. He was able to step and throw, got the ball right on the money, even though there's a stunt, 77 and butts, but he got the ball right on the money because, again, he was able to step up into the pocket and throw the ball to Sammy White.
Good for 13 yards to the Viking 30.
I think they have to throw the ball a little bit more on 1st and 10, too, Jack.
Here's a toss to Brown. Oh, did Peters come up and nail him? Wow, what a hit. Right at the 30-yard line. Tony Peters, a member of the Pro Bowl team. He plays it like a linebacker, doesn't he, Hank?
Yeah, he's like having an extra linebacker in the game. That's a good description of him. Number 23, Tony Peters. Watch, he goes to the outside, talking about Brown. And watch Peters, number 23, come into the picture and give him a shot. There he goes. Bang! Makes the tackle.
Peters is like Ken Houston, who used to play for the Redskins. They say a copy of him. It's 2nd down and 10. 6:55 left in the half. 21-7, the Redskins lead. 2nd down, and Kramer rolled a little left, and he hit the tight end Jordan. It's not enough for a first down. 3rd and short coming up with Mark Murphy, the tackler. Murphy from Colgate. And Steve Jordan is out of Brown. There you see, 6.5 left in the half. 3rd down and 2. Why are they getting the ball out to that rookie tight end, Hank?
Well, they're playing a zone. They were playing a zone that time, meaning that 2 outside receivers are covered by 4 defensive backs. The middle is open, and that's where they're throwing the football. And Kramer does that kind of reading extremely well.
He's a little better now with his figures. 7 out of 14. 3rd down and 2 out of the shotgun. Throws, and it is caught for a first down. And it was Terry LeCount over there along the sideline, catching it, sliding out of bounds at the Viking 43 with Tony Peters covering.
There you saw, again, Kramer having an opportunity to step and throw, deliver the ball right on the money again, this time to Terry LeCount. But he's murder. If you give him a chance to throw the ball, you have to keep somebody in his face all the time to try to make him throw off balance, or else he's going to have a good afternoon.
It was 3rd and 2, Hank, and I don't believe the Redskins were really certain that he was going to throw the ball.
That's always the case, you know, when there's a question of run or pass. But that time he got the ball right on the money in good shape.
Ball at the Viking 43. 5:10 left in the half. A fake draw and the pass down the middle. Sensor caught it. He's down inside the 25-yard line. What a good throw by Kramer with Olkowitz tackling Joe Sensor.
And did you see how quickly he got rid of the football? Again, double zone on the outside. Linebacker had to cover the tight end man for man. Play action fake, steps, throws it right over the top. Sensor sucks it right up, makes the catch, runs well with it down the field, and is covered there by Neil Olkowitz, who finally makes the tackle.
32-yard gain. Sensor said, and you believe him when he says, I don't care if I catch 1 ball or 10 in a game, as long as we win. First down at the Redskin 25. The drive by the Vikings, going for it all. Flag, interference. Try to get it to Sammy White. He got tangled up with the other White, Jarris White, inside the 5-yard line. And we have an interference call. Let's make sure it's against the defense. It's not interference. Illegal use of the hands. Illegal block downfield against the Redskins.
Yeah, Jarris White, number 45. Watch him. He's backpedaling, good and low, has good position, waiting for him to make the move. He lets him get a little bit too close. And there you see, makes contact and pass interference on the play.
Penalty against Jarris White. So it's not pass interference, otherwise it would have been inside the 5. They mark it to the 20.
Before the ball.
As before the ball was, we apologize you can't hear the referee's microphone, but what happened was the penalty was before the ball was in the air, and so it's illegal use of the hands to the 20.
That's right. You cannot hit the receiver while the ball is in the air, and that's exactly what White did, number 45, and that's why the penalty.
This is Jarvis White, who ran an interception back last week for a touchdown, and he was just guilty on that trip. It's at the 20. There's Ted Brown, and nothing. He blew the whistle and stopped his progress at the line of scrimmage. Dave Butts latched onto him.
That time they looked like they were going to run a play up the middle, and that really looked like it was a place to run, but right at the last second, they changed the alignment. They ran the play anyhow, and Butts came across there and made the tackle.
Kramer has completed his last 8 after a very slow start.
And Richie Pettibone, who calls the defenses for the Washington Redskins, has really done a great job with his calls and of coaching the defensive backs specifically.
Monty Coleman is in now, the linebacker for the Redskins. They're likely to be coming on 2nd down and 10. That's a straight rush. Kramer steps up and throws into the end zone, and incomplete. Good coverage and good position by Vernon Dean on Sammy White. White had a little difficulty with the footing here on this grass field.
There you see Sammy White going inside, breaking to the outside. Vernon Dean takes away the outside leverage by getting in front of the receiver, and for that reason, there's no chance whatsoever for him to make the play. Vernon Dean really did a good job, the young rookie from San Diego State, 5'11", 178.
3rd and 10, 3:35 left in the half. The Redskins lead 21-7. Extra back Joe Lavender is in for the Redskins. They show the blitz. Look out, Tommy. He throws, and it's incomplete inside the 15. Washington really playing it tight. And Vernon Dean was over there on Sammy White. Now, where'd he come from, Hank?
Watch Dexter Manley and Coleman, number 51, blitzing on the play. Look at 72. And Coleman, 51. Coleman gives him a shot right in the back, right about the time he was going to deliver the ball. Boy, what a good job he does.
Here's Rick Denmeyer, his longest field goal of the year, 43 yards. And this will be 38 yards. We have the only 2 straightaway kickers in the NFL on display today. Dills holds it. Denmeyer hits the upright. A bad break for the Vikings as the ball hit the upright. And the Redskins still lead by 14 with 3:24 left in the half. Denmeyer didn't get an awful lot of foot into the ball, and he missed from 38 yards.
Here we see the kick, and it kind of glides over to the left for the kicker, and hits the upright and falls down to the turf. He really had plenty of foot in it, just got it kicked off to the left a little bit. Watch his reaction.
He really kept his head down, didn't he?
Yeah, watch Denmeyer. Sadness, disappointment.
I'm State Farm Agent Terry Kropp. Today's changing economy is affecting a lot of people's protection. That's why families and individuals alike feel so reassured when they get the State Farm Family Insurance Checkup. It doesn't cost anything, and we'll go over your life, health, home, and car insurance. Ask a State Farm agent about the Family Insurance Checkup.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Redskins lead 21-7, 3:24 left in the half. They're at their own 20-yard line. Riggins carries to the right side and doesn't get anywhere this time. He lost a couple. Tackled by Doug Martin and Charlie Johnson. There's Rick Denmeyer, who's in his 5th year, and that was his first miss ever in postseason play. So his chin is on his chest a little bit as Riggins lost a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd and 11.
You know, Redskins running game is nothing fancy. They just get ahead on everybody, Jack, and take them any way they want to take them and any way they want to go. And Riggins does the rest with the good running that he does. Washington's in the game now.
For the first time, and they draw the ball to him. And he squirts through out near the 30. Very close to a first down. He had his chin on the ground while he was running. Tom Hannon finally put the stop on him. 2.5 left in the half. Ed Blair and Tom Hannon tackled Washington.
He's got great balance. Talking about Washington, they like to draw when he's in the game. Look at him pick his way. He wasn't able to practice almost all week. He's got a bad knee, but he didn't look like he had any problems with the knee on that run. Great running back, Joe Washington, who played his collegiate football at Oklahoma, 5'10", 180, and a 6-year pro.
And now the Redskins can let the clock run down to the 2-minute mark without a penalty. We have 2 minutes left in the half. The Redskins just got a first down out to their 30-yard line on the draw play to Joe Washington. And they'll try to keep it and maintain their lead, 14 points, 21-7.
Okay, guys, I was a little off. We're not on Route 35. We're on Jackrabbit Road.
Jackrabbit Road?
Yeah, we're not in Pennsylvania. We're in West Virginia.
West Virginia.
They got some great-looking steaks inside, and Lowenbrow on tap.
Let's go.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Boy, you really lucked out this time.
I knew we were going.
Here's big news from GMAC about low financing. Participating GM dealers are now offering low 11.9% GMAC financing on all new 83 GM cars and light trucks. 11.9% financing, not on just a few selected models, but every new GM car and light truck. Offer good until March 31st. See your GM dealer for details.
If you really want it, we can help you get it. We're GMAC Financing.
11.9%.
Following this game, two of the best quarterbacks around will have a shootout in the East-West Shrine game. John Elway and Tony Eason. I've heard some pro people talk about John Elway, and they say, Hank, they think he is the best quarterback to ever come out of college.
All-universe. He's an all-universe quarterback. Here's Bud Grant.
So
he takes everything in stride. Anybody, he's really a great guy.
So you'll see the East-West Shrine game coming up here on CBS right after this one. There's a pass to Walker. He's still going. Whoa, what a good job he did to pick up 8 or 9 yards. Charlie Brown came over late to try to help with the blocking. There are no flags thrown, and Rick Walker picked up yards. And Hank Stram, I defy you to think of a play that the Redskins haven't used so far in this game.
Well, really, you know, they're doing a lot of repeating, Jack. Actually, they're throwing a lot of high percentage passes, quick screens. Rick Walker, 88, really does a great job of running, fighting his way through traffic, and gets a big chunk on 1st and 10.
Out to the 39, and it's 2nd down and 1 with 1:20 left in the half. Clock running. Riggins taken down short of a first down. Good work by Doug Martin, number 79. Now the clock is winding down. The Redskins are leading 21-7. Neither one of these teams are anxious to call timeout. We have 1 minute left. I should have thought the Vikings would call a timeout, try to stop this play and get a punt and have a minute. Why are they not doing that, Hank?
I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm surprised that they're not doing it, but they're not doing it. The clock keeps running.
We're down to 45 seconds left in the half. Joe Washington checks in. It's 3rd down and 2. Motion by Giaquinto. Pass is caught for a first down. Out to the 45-yard line, and now the Redskins stop the clock with 32 seconds left in the half.
Nick Giaquinto, who made that last catch, is really an outstanding receiver, and they use him an awful lot on the passing situations. There's another good shot of Bud Grant.
If you run a small business, profits can get squeezed when inventory doesn't match up with production. What can help is a visit to an IBM personal computer dealer. Once you've explained the kind of help you need, a computer expert will show you the system that's right for you, show you how simple it is to get started, and how IBM's easy-to-follow instructions and library of business and management software can help you solve your problems and give you a tool for modern times. The IBM personal computer. Not only can it help you plan ahead, it'll balance your books and give you more time to make dough. And the cost? That's the icing on the cake. Your own IBM personal computer. Try it at a store near you.
There's the score with Bud Grant in the background. Only 32 seconds left in the first half. And on that pass to Don Warren, the Redskins got a first down at their 45. Theismann is 11 out of 14. 2 touchdown passes, 1 intercepted. Giaquinto in motion. Theismann is out of the pocket now, and he's just going to run out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 25 seconds left in the half.
Theismann really has a great feel for pressure. He hangs in that pocket tough as long as he can. Then he feels the pressure. He escapes from the pocket, knows exactly what he's going to do. He's got great poise and confidence and has really adapted to this system exceptionally well.
And it was James White, the second string middle guard, who is chasing him for the Vikings. 25 seconds left in the half. And 2 timeouts left for the Redskins, 3 for the Vikings. Vikings just don't want to get burned here in the final 25 seconds. They've been burned enough. Theismann long over the middle, and it's caught to the 35. Clock running. They stop it again with 18 seconds left in the half, and they're getting close to field goal range. 22-yard pass play.
You know, Giaquinto was a grade school baseball coach and a teacher at Our Lady Queen of Martyrs in Fort Lauderdale grade school. He left there and tried out for the Miami Dolphins. Here's a replay to Giaquinto. Throws the ball inside, makes the catch. But anyway, he was a teacher at the grade school, went out for the Miami Dolphins, made the team, and the first time that he made a touchdown, he wore number 35, and in his honor, they declared Giaquinto Day at the school. Every kid wore 35. Every hamburger was 35 cents. The school door had 35 on it, and every math problem during the course of the day was answered by number 35. Kind of a great honor for Nick Giaquinto. There we see him, number 30. And a great kid.
Baby-faced kid. Yeah, I could have passed that exam. You could have too.
I don't know.
18 seconds left in the half, and now we're at the Viking 35. We're dealing with a 52-yard field goal try if it were to happen right now, so it's obvious the Redskins need a little more yardage, although the longest of the year for Mosley was 48 yards, and Washington has 1 more time out remaining.
Yeah, they got a lot of time, 18 seconds. You can do a lot of business in 18 seconds.
First down at the Viking 35-yard line. Giaquinto in motion. And the pass is caught inside the 30-yard line. Timeout again with 13 seconds left, and they're going to say to Mark Mosley, see what you can do. Joe Washington made that diving catch at the 30-yard line. And it's going to be 2nd down and 5, and they'll probably try the field goal, although they have chance for another play.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
What happens to the child nobody wants? As they grow older, their chances for adoption grow slimmer. He's Joe Sensor of the Minnesota Vikings. He knows how these children feel. As a child, he lost one of his parents and was in an orphanage for 6 years.
I can feel what some of these kids are feeling. I know what it feels like when sometimes you don't feel loved and you don't feel cared. And it's a very hurt feeling.
Today, as a United Way volunteer, he knows there are 437 United Ways in Minnesota making funds available to help these children through foster care and adoption.
It's a sad thing to see these kids. It's not their fault that they're in situations like this, and we hope that people realize that and help us help them.
Let's give every child our love and understanding. Let's give the United Way.
The preceding message was brought to you by the National Football League. 13 seconds left in the half, 21-7 the Redskins lead. They have 2nd and 5 at the Minnesota 30-yard line, and they've made very good use of the final 2 minutes of this first half.
Minnesota now has to double cover the outside receivers to make sure they don't make a catch and go out of bounds. They must force them to throw the ball inbounds to keep the clock going so they can take as much time as they possibly can.
If they complete it inbounds, they will not have time to get the field goal team on. So Theismann throws it away. And now we have 8 seconds left in the half, and they will try the field goal. That was a safety sideline pass. Mark Mullaney was after Theismann, and here comes Mosley. He had 23 in a row, 20 out of 21 during the regular season. Finally missed one against the Cardinals. The Redskins always win by a foot. Well, they're already leading by more than a foot. This will be a 47-yard attempt. The ball held by Theismann. He got it up high. Threw it. No good. No good. He had plenty of distance, way high above the crossbar, but a miss by Mosley, and only 1 second remains in the half. He's probably perplexed as to why he missed with that one. There's a little bit of wind, Hank, blowing, swirling around and blowing in rather in that direction.
Yeah, he hit it good. It just blew over to the side a little bit.
And we're going to have Brent Musburger join us here at halftime. The battle of the running backs. That will be the highlight of the halftime presentation with Brent Musburger. Just one more play. Kramer will just sit on it. Ed Brown, who seldom fumbles the ball, carried for 4. And the intermission has come about, the tackle by Monty Coleman. Well, quite a first half for the Redskins. Let's watch Mosley after he missed that 47-yard attempt.
Yeah, he was disappointed, and naturally so.
Oh, fiddlesticks, he said. And a view of our nation's capital in the background as we have our 21-7 lead with the Redskins on top. And Brent Musburger is standing by. The second half should be a dandy here.
What car line is #1 in America?
Ford Escort!
What car made owners so happy that 9 out of 10 would buy it again?
Ford Escort.
Ford Escort!
#1 car line in America. The car 9 out of 10 would buy again.
Ford Escort.
Have you driven in a Ford?
Lately.
Now, Ford sponsors 11.9% financing on today's new Ford cars.
The last thing I want is for my boy to get hurt. So I gave him an Norelco. It treats him with tender, loving care. Doesn't nick or cut like blades can, and shaves his face baby smooth. He loves his Norelco, because it cuts down whiskers like Mark Gastineau cuts down quarterbacks.
Right, Mom. I swear by my Norelco.
I wish he wouldn't swear.
Norelco Rotatract. Tough on your beard, not on your face.
Do you know me? You may know my do-wacka-doo, wacka-doo, wacka-doo, wacka-doo. But my do-wacka-doo don't do me no good when I'm traveling. So I just got myself an American Express card. And that makes me the king of the road.
To apply for the card, look for an application and take one.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
CBS Sports, where you find the champions. Next Saturday, it's the battle for the crown at the NFC Championship. In the weeks ahead, some of the world's greatest athletes converge for the NBA All-Star Game. You're behind the wheel in the race for the checkered flag at the 25th running of the Daytona 500. The PGA Tour is in full swing, including the prestigious Tournament Players Championship, the heartbreak and jubilation that is college sports, and the NCAA Basketball Championship. CBS Sports, where you find the champions.
Later today, it will be the New York Jets against the Los Angeles Raiders in this weekend's first AFC playoff game. Now, that matchup will feature two of the best and most exciting runners in the NFL, Freeman McNeil of the Jets and rookie sensation Marcus Allen of the Raiders. And as Pat O'Brien now tells us, they will be breaking tackles on the same field where they last played against each other.
He has his own style. I think he has his own way of running the football. You know, sometimes his upper body's going a completely different direction than his lower body's going. It makes him very elusive. It makes him hard to tackle.
Center Joe Fields was talking about teammate Freeman McNeil, but his description also fits Marcus Allen of the Raiders. And today, the two running backs are returning home to the Los Angeles Coliseum. Marcus Allen is quite familiar with the Coliseum, thank you. He played for USC here and now plays his home games here with the Raiders. Freeman McNeil hasn't been here in some time, but he knows this territory well from his days at UCLA.
Hey, Freeman has a lot of moves. He can shake you pretty well. Defensive back would be in a terrible situation if he was one-on-one with the guy.
And Marcus Allen is a great athlete. He is exceptional. He's a good football player. He can do a lot of things. He's a very versatile running back, so he's going to cause a lot of problems.
Well, Marcus has caused a lot of problems for opponents this season. Perhaps the NFL's most sensational rookie. But McNeil had one of this year's most sensational days last Sunday, running and passing.
McNeil running right, throws the ball, caught, touchdown! Was that easy for New York?
Whatever they give me or whatever play they call, I want to be ready to go in and do the best that Freeman McNeil can do. I want to contribute to this team.
McNeil and Allen will take their talents back home today. Their thoughts are pretty much the same, not being in competition with each other, but wanting their teams to win and being fairly comfortable with the surroundings.
It's like me just going home, returning home, like a homecoming for myself. I have a lot of friends there. I grew up there, part of my life, and I'm playing against guys I even went to school with.
The field is in great condition. I think the weather's great, and I think part of the Olympics were there at one time. I think there's a special mystique about it, and it's I enjoy playing there.
They are obviously the very best of enemies, aren't they? By the way, that Raider-Jet game will be blacked out both in Los Angeles and San Diego. That is because 12,000 tickets were not sold to that game, thus forcing the blackout. Now, at the same time, the East-West Shrine game, coming up on CBS later today, will be broadcast in Los Angeles and San Diego as well as other parts of the country. Now, that game will feature a passing contest between two all-star quarterbacks, Tony Eason of Illinois, John Elway of Stanford. Now, the big decision in Elway's life will come after today's game. Will he play in the NFL, the United States Football League, or will he choose a baseball career with the New York Yankees? Now, let's hear from the young man himself.
It's going to be where I get drafted by, or who I get drafted by in the NFL. That's probably going to be the main thing as of right now. I hope it doesn't come down to, because I get drafted by a certain team, I'm going to go play baseball or something like that. I hope it doesn't come down to that.
There'll be a lot of discussions with particular pro football teams prior to the draft and get acquainted sessions, and obviously they're going to have to receive information from John as to about how he feels about them, and we wouldn't want something to happen in terms of any team getting surprised to where if he made a decision not to go, we don't want anybody wasting a draft choice.
Baltimore, of course, holds the first pick in the draft. There are a lot of rumors that the Colts will trade that choice, and some other team can draft Elway, and the Colts might get some defensive help. Now, Don Joyce, the head scout for Blesto, the football scouting organization for so many pro teams, is recovering this weekend from bullet wounds he suffered Thursday night. Joyce, one of the original players for the Minnesota Vikings, was robbed and shot twice when he attempted to protect his wife from a gunman who surrounded the couple in a Missouri hotel room. The NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Monday on CBS, it's Filthy Rich and a new day and time when the Becks join the country club set.
This is war.
And on MASH.
Well, I know when I'm not wanted.
Can Hawkeye take no for an answer? Then on Newhart.
Honey, would you pass the sugar?
Bob's at his sweetest.
How about shooting the four of us?
I'd love to, but all I have is my camera.
Great Moments Monday. Tuesday, a world premiere movie, Missing Husband or Master Criminal. Karen Valentine is caught in the middle of a deadly game.
Who's there?
Illusions.
This is CBS.
Tomorrow afternoon, it's the Dallas Cowboys against the Green Bay Packers down in Dallas. Everson Walls, a defensive back for Tom Landry. He'll be looking at James Lofton and John Jefferson and all of that gang. And Everson, you've been studying them all week. Are you confident that you will be able to stop that tremendous passing attack of the Packers?
Well, I guess that's what does make me confident, the fact that we do study for them. And I'm pretty aware of that tendency. So we're just going to have to see who comes out smoking, and the best man's going to win.
Everson, you have led the NFL in interceptions for each of the last 2 seasons. What's your secret? What do you look for back there when somebody puts the ball in the air against you?
Well, sometimes if you're good enough, you can bait a quarterback and make him think the wide receiver is open. And then once the pass is thrown, unless it's a perfect pass, then you'll be in position. But I think that sometimes you have to just be in good man-to-man coverage and in position wherever the ball is thrown, so that if he has a chance at it, then you have a chance at it as well. And that's how I've been picking off the passes with good hands, and that is a plus, knowing that I can catch the ball as good as any wide receiver.
All right, Everson. Good luck tomorrow. Going to be some shootout down there.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
one of the better ones, isn't he? Now, meanwhile, the postseason coaching changes in the NFL continued this week at a rapid clip, but one of the moves came as no surprise.
I am emotionally burnt out and therefore feel that I need a break from coaching. Not a sabbatical, but a break. Just get out of it for a while to see if I can live without it. If I can't, then I will eventually find my way back into pro football.
You look at where I personally may be best suited to return to championship form football, what role I should play. It's not necessarily as the coach. Now we wouldn't make a coaching change with the organization unless we got the man for the job.
The decision's been reached that no longer can I do that or take us any further, and I have a feeling of somewhat of a betrayal. Again, I think that's a normal reaction. I felt that we were in this thing together, and yet I'm the guy that goes.
Now, Lehman was fired after taking the Falcons into the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, and 2 candidates for that Atlanta job are Washington Redskin assistant head coach Dan Henning and Joe Walton, the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets. Meanwhile, the LA Rams reportedly will stay within the pro ranks rather than hire a college coach. And in Kansas City, a media poll revealed that many fans there want Hank Stram back as coach. But he's not leaving our CBS booth unless he's also the general manager. And the man holding the trump card is Buffalo's Chuck Knox. If Knox does not get the support he wants from owner Ralph Wilson in a meeting this week, he could wind up with any of 3 or 4 jobs around the league. Even in Detroit, there are reports now this morning that Monty Clark is not so secure after signing that 5-year contract. Clark and the Lions, of course, lost big to these same Washington Redskins last week. No embarrassment. The Washington Redskins may not get much respect, but as we will now show you from the first half, they are an offense to reckon with. Joe Theismann has been right on target. We, of course, have another sellout crowd in RFK and a little razzle-dazzle from John Riggins. The defense is frozen at the linebacker spot, and then down he goes to Alvin Garrett. Oh, watch the sidelines, folks. Look at this, huh? Over the top. No. Folks, that man's a decoy. That's not even the play. There's another coach over there. He doesn't have to talk this much. Just give it to the big fellow off tackle, and we get a touchdown. Irv Cross has been watching the crazy antics of those coaches on the sidelines. Irv, that is some deal they're pulling down in Washington. One guy's a decoy, and the other guy's sending in the plays from the sideline, just like you used to do it.
Well, this goes to show you can never believe everything you see, right? You know, Brent, all that snow everybody talked about, forget about it, right? The temperature's up 2 degrees from kickoff time. It's 43 now versus 41. You know, the Redskins are red hot. John Riggins unofficially 19 carries, 75 yards. And by the way, that little routine you saw in the end zone with Alvin Garrett and his teammate is something they call 5 guys doing the high five. Well, there are more than 5 guys there, and the Vikings have to stop that high five in the second half. Let's go up to Hank and Jack.
Thank you, Irv. Yesterday, Bud Grant, Hank, told us that he thought his team was the best team in the National Football League against the blitz. But the Washington Blitzes have kept the Minnesota offense off stride.
Yes, and I think a lot depends on who the quarterback is. And really, Washington has really done a good job of blitzing and take advantage of the situation. Kramer is very outstanding against the blitz, but it really hasn't had a whole lot of time to throw the ball. He's had to throw the ball before he's actually ready, and that's really been a problem.
And look at the plays run from scrimmage. He hasn't had that many opportunities to throw the ball.
No, it really hasn't. Washington has had the ball 40 times, Minnesota 25, and the Washington Redskins have had the ball 18 minutes to 11 of the Minnesota Vikings. That's a big difference.
And let's not overlook the 2 drop passes by the Vikings by 2 very good receivers in the first half, Harold Jackson and Sammy White. That might might have made a difference in this game.
Yeah, so far, however, you have to give credit where credit is due. The Redskins have really dominated the game, especially so because they've done such a good job on 1st and 10.
They are the Rodney Dangerfield of football. They get no respect, but they're good.
They really are good.
But this will be some game before it's over.
What does the General Motors mark of excellence mean to you? It means the latest techniques in computers, lasers, robotics, and aerodynamics. It means smarter, sleeker, more exciting cars, and the industry's most advanced safety-related research. At GM, excellence isn't just a quality. It's a commitment to always be better and better. We're living up to our commitment. Right now, today, we're the best GM ever.
You are looking at live music as seen through a computer. The computer can freeze an instant of the music and mark it. Now, a Memorex High Bias 2 recording of the same music. Compare Memorex to live. You will not hear truer reproduction on any high bias cassette. Not the first play, not the 1000th, not ever, or we'll replace it free. Is it live or is it Memorex?
CBS Sports Saturday and Sunday in the weeks ahead. Championship boxing. As in the past, you'll see today's legends and tomorrow's champions. The World Figure Skating Championships, the unmatched combination of athletics and aesthetics. World Cup skiing, including top-to-bottom coverage of America's downhill. Our live studio continues to be the source of sports information. Next weekend, CBS Sports Saturday returns with Harry Coetzee facing undefeated Pinklin Thomas. As you like it, CBS Sports Saturday and Sunday.
Earlier today, I had a very pleasant chore. NFL Charities was formed back in 1973 so that the teams in the National Football League could collectively make grants to worthy national causes. And since 1973, almost $5 million has been committed by the National Football League and NFL Charities. With me today, Mr. Christopher Edley, who is the Executive Director of the United Negro College Fund, and Mr. Jack Kent Cook, Chairman of the Board of the Redskins.
Thank you, Jack. Comes this important moment now, Chris. Jack, you be an observer of this scene. This is the moment of giving, which is the good moment. Far better than the moment of taking, although I'll take a victory against the Vikings all day long today. The moment of giving in behalf of the 28 owners of the National Football League to the United Negro College Fund in the amount of $25,000, which is just another payment which is to date totaled $255,000, and I'm proud as the devil to be able to make this presentation to you, Chris Edley.
Jack Kent Cook, thank you very much. We are grateful to NFL Charities for the opportunities that you are making possible for our students. We are grateful and sincerely thankful.
Well, there's Tommy Kramer, Hank Stram, and what do you think? You know, these Vikings are a slow-starting team season-wise, and as we mentioned during the first half, they've been behind in every game they've played this year, and they're a strong finishing team. On the other hand, the Redskins can hang on to that ball.
When you really look at it realistically, the Redskins are 2 plays ahead of the Minnesota Vikings. All it takes, Minnesota, they have to make 2 big plays, and they're right back in this football game. They're very capable. You can't count them out. They come from behind many, many times. And I think their philosophy is they just hope they can get close in the fourth quarter. And anytime they're close in the fourth quarter, you always got a chance to win.
There are 0 no-shows here, 55,045, the 121st consecutive sellout. A lot's going to depend on what the Vikings do on this first possession with Hayes kicking off. Darren Nelson is deep along with Jarvis Redwine. Look at that kick. And it is touched and then dropped in the end zone by Redwine. He downs the ball with them out to the 20-yard line. Let's see what transpired in the first half.
Well, really the big difference, I think, really, Jack, there's about 7 minutes of difference in time. But the other aspect of it is that really the Washington Redskins they have had the ball 40 times to 25 for the Minnesota Vikings. A difference of 15, and boy, that's a lot of plays.
16-7 in first downs, and the Redskins have almost doubled the total yardage. Now Minnesota is at their 20, trailing 21-7. There's Bud Grant. Is this final day his team will be playing this year? We'll find out in the next 30 minutes of playing time. Here comes Mr. Brown. And he gets good yards, about 8 yards, and he used his blocking in beautiful fashion.
And that's a very wise way to start the second half. If you're not careful, they run a sweep to the right side. Ricky Young, number 34, is blocking on the play. There you see the block on the linebacker. Ted Brown cuts inside, does a good job of running, and picks up 9 yards on the play. But if you're not careful, you come out in the second half and throw, and that's exactly what Washington would like for you to do. You have to keep them off balance.
Sammy White is the wide receiver. Murphy shows the blitz, and the first down by Ricky Young, stepping over the defense, came out to the 34-yard line. Not many people realize, Hank, as Tony Peters made that tackle, that you use the blitz against the run as well as the pass.
Minnesota does that as well as anybody. Most teams, when they see the blitz, especially a safety blitz, will try to throw the ball and get on top with it. The Minnesota Vikings, especially against a 4-3, will try to cross block, meaning that the tackle will block down, the guard will pull, and they'll try to run a play right up the middle because there's no safety there, and they've made a lot of big plays with that kind of running.
At their own 35, a first down for the Vikings. And here's a toss to Brown on a rather unusual play, and no gain. Washington had it faded in good fashion with Olkowitz and Kaufman, the linebackers, there. They faked it to Brown, faked it to the other back, and pitched it to Brown. No gain.
Haven't seen that play in a long, long time. That was a play that Frank Tripucka used to run so well at Notre Dame when he was there. A fake inside and then a pitch out to the outside, and they had great success with it, but they didn't do anything on the play right here.
This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use without the express written consent of the Redskins and the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd and 10, and a Kramer pass. Over the middle, and Ricky Young dropped it and was blasted at midfield. Malott, the linebacker, was close to it, and then Murphy undressed him out at the 50-yard line.
They had the match they wanted. They wanted a back on a linebacker. Malott is the linebacker, but Malott responded very well and was right there. Good coverage on a play. Watch Malott, 57. Watch him. He gets a piece of Young. Young has him licked. Ball goes right through his hands. I think it was deflected a little bit by Malott, who might have just touched it.
Or at least had his hands up in the area where it bothered Ricky Young. It's 3rd and 10. Joe Lavender checks in for the Washington defense. Redskins lead 21-7. They show the blitz. The blitz is on.
In the middle.
Kramer throws outside. Caught on the time pattern. First down. A big catch by Harold Jackson, the 15-year veteran.
Boy, the blitz was on. He made up his mind right off the bat where he was going to throw the ball. He had one-on-one on Lavender on the outside. Went back, threw it outside perfectly. They make the catch. Beautiful catch, Harold Jackson, 89, and they have enough yardage for the first down. There you see Malott coming, 57. The linebacker blitzing in the inside, but he doesn't make it. Dexter Manley coming from the outside too, but he doesn't quite get to the quarterback because Kramer released the ball so quickly.
Meanwhile, back upfield is Dexter Manley, one of the best defensive players for the Redskins. He's shaken up after that 14-yard gain. And if he can't resume, why, Tony McGee will probably come in and play that position. 12:47 left in the third quarter. There's the score, 21-7, Redskins.
We are USA 1. Taking charge with a Chevrolet so versatile. It's part moving van, part school bus, part camper, and part sporty car. The front-wheel drive Chevy Citation, outselling every other front-wheel drive over the past 3 years combined. USA 1 is taking charge.
Bob and Sandy Davis needed 2 incomes to afford the home they wanted. Then tragedy struck.
Allstate update. Joint mortgage protection.
Sandy died before the mortgage was paid. Allstate Life's joint mortgage protection could have helped pay off their mortgage if either of them died for less than the price of 2 policies. But the Davises didn't have it. If you both work, talk to an Allstate agent. For life, home, and auto, put yourself in good hands.
There's Dexter Manley. He ran off the field under his own power. He is replaced by Todd Liebenstein, the rookie out of Nevada, Las Vegas, 6'6", 245. And it looks like Manley will come right back in. Rich Malott, his teammate, rolled over on his leg, by the way, and a look at the rookie. The ball is at the Viking 49, first down.
And as Manley's strong, he bench presses 500 pounds, Jack. How many guys would it take to help you lift 500, huh?
Here's Sensor in motion. And the first down pass outside. And the blitz once again caused Kramer to throw it a bit prematurely.
That's what happens when you cannot step and throw. He was not able to step and throw that time. Had nothing on the ball whatsoever. It looked like the last shot of the Roman candle and cannon, and that's what happened on the play.
There's Vernon Dean covering. Meanwhile, Tony Peters, the strong safety, was the one blitzing. Kramer saw him and threw off his back foot. 12:43 left in the third quarter. Second down and 10. Sensor lines up on the left side. White and McCullum come right for Minnesota. Galbraith is in the backfield. Now Nelson is in there. And there goes Nelson with the ball. He's a speedster. By the time he made his turn upfield, however, the Redskin defense caught up to him, led by Rich Malott and Neil Okowitz.
That's the second time they've run that play. He makes it look like he's going to roll to his right and then run a draw play, trying to get the linebackers to overreact and then run the halfback back behind the linebacker's flow.
The Vikings have made a first down 4 times in 7 tries today. And they are faced with third down here. Third down and 6. Ball at the Washington 47. Extra wide receiver is in.
They're going to triple wing on the right side. Now they want to wind up with a double wing.
Sensor was in motion, and the pass by Kramer. A flag is down. And the pass is incomplete. Lavender was covering as it was attempted downfield from McCullum. Now we'll check a flag on the far side of the field.
They had a double cover on that time, and he was trying to throw the ball. Watch the
defense. Encroachment against the Redskins, and that helps the Vikings on third down, but it will not give them a first down.
He tried to throw the ball between Lavender and Mark Murphy that time. Had a chance, but he hurried himself too much, and for that reason threw it poorly.
Third and short will come up after they mark it off. Stops the clock with 11:49 left in the third quarter. Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you.
Still third down.
Still third down, says Jim Tunney. And there was encroachment. Watch Manley. He was lined up in an improper fashion, and the ball is put down at the Washington 42. So the Vikings get to try again. Ricky Young and Ted Brown are in the backfield. Brown had trouble on the handoff, and let's see what kind of forward progress he got. Darrell Grant was there to stop the play. Meanwhile, the exchange between Kramer and Brown was not clean.
No, it wasn't slick. No question about that. But it looks like they still might have made the first down.
They're going to measure. They give him forward progress inside the 42 of Washington. We'll wait for this. Dave Butts is number 65. The umpire is Pat Harder. First down with 11:45 left in the third quarter. The Redskin fans didn't think he had that kind of forward progress, but he did, and it's a first down. So the penalty hurt Washington. We'll call it the Redskin 41. Redskins leading 21-7. And we've played 3.5 minutes in this third quarter. But Grant, Ted Brown has carried 10 times, 41 yards. Galbraith is back in the backfield with him. Kramer rolling. Throws a screen back to Sensor, incomplete, and Sensor falls on it to make certain that it was not a lateral, and I believe it was a forward pass.
Very alert play by Sensor, because you never know how the official's going to make that play. It could be a lateral, and of course, if it was a lateral, the other team fall on it.
It is a lateral. It is a lateral, and they lose back to their own 44. So Sensor did the right thing.
He certainly did. He certainly did.
Let's watch it from the opposite side.
He rolls to his right. Watch him. Manley makes him throw the ball before he wants to. Watch him. He throws it falling away to Sensor. It's a lateral pass, and Sensor has enough composure to fall in a football. They lose yardage, but they do not lose possession of the football.
They lost 14 yards. It's 2nd and 24. This is when the Redskins usually come after you.
Here they come.
Here's a toss to Brown, trying to get outside. He does, and cruises for good yards back down into Redskin territory. And he never did step out of bounds until he got back inside the 45. An unusual call, and it paid off for the Vikings.
It was a good call because on long yardage you take a chance. If you do catch him in a blitz and you run outside, the inside pursuit is gone. Coleman in hot pursuit, number 51, gets an arm on him when he's finally tackled there by Mark Murphy, number 29. Ted Brown doing a good job for the Vikings.
Now we have a 3rd and long play for the Vikings at the 39 of Washington. 3rd down and 7. So they overcame most of that loss.
They got a bump and run on the left side. They might try to go after it.
Kramer looks there, and there it is, and it is incomplete. And there's the flag. Lavender impeded the wide receiver, Sam McCollum. You saw it over there, Hank.
That's
right,
right.
Tommy Kramer.
That's right. He not only impeded it, but he kept it from getting where he wanted to go, Jack.
The field judge threw the flag. Interference against...
Oh, what a surprise.
Against Minnesota?
Minnesota, it looks like.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Jim. You got it right? Yeah, they're giving the choice. Now McCollum is howling.
Interference number 84, decline.
Decline. It's 4th down. So we'll see who did what. McCollum and Joel Lavender.
Lavender is on the line of scrimmage and bump and run. He gets a piece of him. Oh, there's the push-off. Sam McCollum with his right hand pushed off on Lavender. A good call by the official. Very good call.
So the penalty was declined. There's McCollum still groaning about it. This will be the 3rd punt of the day for Coleman, who has averaged 48 yards. And a dangerous receiver, Mike Nelms, is back at his 10. Hanging high as intended. Nelms lets it go smartly. And Minnesota gets very good defensive field position against the Redskins. 9:22 remaining in the 3rd quarter. There's been no scoring here. It's still 21-7 Washington. And the Redskins have the ball inside their 10.
When you live and work around the water, you put in some pretty long days. But you know, I guess that's what makes us really enjoy our nights.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours, and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer for what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
The best beer for the best time of the day. Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer for what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time, yours and mine.
Minnesota kept the ball for 5 minutes and 38 seconds, but came away empty-handed, though they have the Redskins pinned back at their 9-yard line. And this will be very important to see if the Redskins can drive away from their goal line with Riggins in the backfield and carrying the ball. Hit at the 10 and dropped around the 11 or 12-yard line.
Minnesota's defense and specialty teams have to make some kind of a play, a big play to make something happen to reduce the size of the field for the Vikings to get them back into the game. And as I mentioned earlier, 21-7 sounds like a big margin, but actually it's only 2 plays.
2 of the 3 Johnsons on the Viking team made that tackle. Charlie Johnson and Dennis Johnson. They also have Henry Johnson. Pick up of 3 by Riggins out to the 12. Riggins again. And Tripped down after coming across the 15. That'll make it 3rd down and short yards with Fred McNeil knocking a leg out from under him.
Fred McNeil that time, the right linebacker, got hooked on the play. Number 54, watch it. Watch the linebacker. He gets hooked. Watch him. He gets caught inside, and for that reason, Riggin is able to jump outside. McNeil had outside coverage, outside leverage. He got caught inside, and Riggins was able to jump to the outside and make a big gain.
Well, you might see Riggins carried again because it's 3rd down and 1. Ball is at the Washington 17. Riggins has rushed for 84 yards. 21 carries, 1 touchdown. You're watching from the end zone.
Well, that'll run something right.
There goes Riggins trying to slide outside and driven back and taken down. He may not have gotten the 1st down. 7-4. And Swain.
Tommy Hennon, really the strong safety, got in there in good shape too and made a play.
Here's the first punt of the day for Jeff Hayes, who's only averaged 38 yards a kick this year. And back to get it is Rufus Bess, who used to play for Buffalo. The Vikings should end up in a very good spot. High snap. Hayes handles it. Kick was almost blocked. He boomed it high and away from the receiver. A bad bounce for Washington. No flags, and the Vikings will go from their 49. It was a 33-yard punt. It took a little bit too much time after fielding that high snap. 6:59 left in the 3rd quarter.
USA 1 takes charge. With new low 11.9% financing on new 1983 Chevrolet cars and light-duty trucks. 11.9% financing means lower interest charges, lower monthly payments, savings of hundreds of dollars. You can take delivery from your Chevrolet dealer stock now or place a factory order no later than February 28th. Low 11.9% financing. More proof USA 1 is taking charge.
Was Gillette foamy, thick, and rich enough to restrain a rushing roller coaster? No. So we improved foamy. We made it even thicker and richer. So now is new improved foamy thick enough and rich enough?
No. But if you thought your foamy gave you clean, close shaves, just wait till you see how much thicker and richer new improved foamy is.
New improved foamy. We made it even thicker and richer.
Tomorrow on CBS Sports, the spirit of college basketball with the DePaul Blue Demons against the Louisville Cardinals here on the home of the NCAA Championship, CBS Sports.
Don't call them Louisville down in Louisville. They have one of the best basketball teams in the country, high rated. And Ray Myers is still holding forth at DePaul. And you'll see that game tomorrow on the home of NCAA basketball, CBS Sports. From their 49, Kramer over the middle, caught by McCullum. 1st down inside the 35. I don't know if Kramer was looking to the right to shake the defense away or what. It was something strange about that play.
No. He wasn't trying to shake it at all. He was trying to get the ball to the right side, Jack, but he had him covered. Jarris White did a good job. He came right inside to the secondary receiver, Sam McCullum, number 84. He makes the catch. Tackled by Mark Murphy, and 1st down along with Brown, and he makes the 1st down.
19 yards to the Washington 32. 6:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Galbraith for the first time, and he pops it for about 3 before he's driven back. Johnny Galbraith in his 7th year out of Missouri ran into Neil Olkowitz and Rich Malott. Olkowitz getting better and better each year with these Redskins.
You know, and talking about the Minnesota Vikings, they have 35 draft choices on their squad of 45. They have 10 number 1s, 9 number 2s, 4 number 3s, 4 4s, and 27 in the first 4 rounds, which is a good indication that they're building with good young people.
2nd down and 7 as Galbraith got 3.
Oh, look at the outside left.
Kramer in trouble, moves, throws on the run, incomplete. He tried to get it out to Darren Nelson. And a little rush on that play. By the way, these players on both teams are already assured of $16,000 in playoff money. $6,000 for last week, $10,000 for this week. And the loser of this game, that's all they'll earn. The winner goes on to the championship game and it'll be $18,000 per player in that NFC championship game. Then, of course, the winner goes on to the Super Bowl, and those who win the Super Bowl will collect
$70,000, and the loser will get $52,000. How about that?
Big dough, big dough. 3rd down and 7.
High finance.
3rd and 7 for the Vikings. Motion by Brown. Plenty of time, and there it is to Sammy White. No, off his fingertips. Sammy White could have had 6. He ran away from Vernon Dean, but missed the ball.
That was a tough catch, Jack, and all defense of Sammy White. He was expecting to get the ball over the left shoulder. He threw it up in the air. He had to readjust his sights, threw it over the right shoulder instead, and in the process still should have made the catch, but did not make it. Falls incomplete, and the Minnesota Vikings now have 4th down. Look, but he had him licked by a large margin. Talking about Vernon Dean, the rookie, number 32 in the right corner.
Now here's the situation. The ball is at the 29, and it's 4th down and 7, and they're going to go from scrimmage. Okay, here's a big play in this game, isn't it? Out of the shotgun, Kramer throws long, and there's McCollum, broken up at the last moment. Broken up by Joe Lavender. McCollum is howling about the call. And there is Lavender, who's deemed to be one of the leaders on this team.
Yes, he is. And you know what happened? Tommy Kramer really did not throw it out in front quite enough, or he did not throw it long enough to the inside, Jack. That's what happened. There he is. He throws it inside. Let's see if we can get a good pick. You see that? He didn't throw it. Had he thrown it just a little bit longer, he might have had a chance, but Lavender really made a great play on the thrown ball. Look at the pressure. Right inside.
He had good throwing position, but just didn't get it deep enough for McCollum, and a great play by Joe Lavender.
We are USA 1, and proving it in Chevy Cavalier. Cavalier's new high-compression 2-liter engine with electronic fuel injection gives you more power than the 3 leading imports. And even though Cavalier sedan is shorter outside than Honda Accord sedan, it gives you 6 cubic feet more passenger room inside, plus more room in the trunk. Chevy Cavalier, from America's sales leader. USA 1 is taking charge.
So nice, Reunity.
Well, let's see how clear-cut that defensive play on the part of Joe Lavender was. Did he interfere with him? We'll take another look here with 5:23 left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's really close. He got him a shot in the back while the ball was in the air, of course. Watch it again. It was close. He got a shot.
On the first one, it looks like interference.
Back.
On the second one, the last picture we just saw, it did not look like it.
It was questionable.
And now the Redskins, who were pinned back at their 9-yard line previously, have the ball at their 29. They had to punt the last time they had it. Charlie Brown goes in motion. And there's a reverse. You need a block. There's one block, but not good enough, and Garrett goes out of bounds, and there's a flag. As Garrett went out of bounds about the 33. Fred McNeil chased him out, and Jim Tunney is going to deal with the flag that was thrown. A face mask violation against Minnesota is called by the side judge, Dave Parry. So more yards will be tacked onto that one and make it very close to a 1st down. This is a 5-yard penalty and not an automatic 1st down.
I tell you, the linebacker really did a good job of skating and responding to the play.
It is not a 1st down. Fred McNeil, number 54, was there.
He really did a good job of containing the play, and there you see him getting the face mask. on Garrett, 89.
First down.
He didn't pull him down with a face mask, but he was called for the violation. And it is 2nd down and 1. There's Dave Butts along the sideline waiting to go back to work. He hopes he doesn't have to get back in there. Riggins gets a first down and more. Took 3, 4, 5, 6 of them to take him down. Riggins a first down to the 49 and some fisticuffs. Lay off, fella. There's the flag. There's the flag. Teal, Turner, Hannon, and others pulled him down after a 12-yard run. And now let's see if the flag hurts one of the teams.
A lot of pushing and shoving, Jack. Nothing more than that.
But the way they're talking about it, looks like it's going to be the play will stand.
After the play was over, personal foul 52, personal foul 73. They offset. It's first down.
The ruling on that is boys will be boys.
That's right, and it was about as severe as a pillow fight in a sorority.
So the play stands, and it is a first down on the 12-yard run by Riggins.
Well, push and shove.
We were here a couple of weeks ago, and they ejected a couple of players for about the same kind of activity. Now we have 5:03 left in the 3rd quarter. If the Redskins win, they'll play here at home against the winner of Green Bay and Dallas next Saturday. If Minnesota wins, they will not get the home game. The game will then be at the site of the winner of the Green Bay-Dallas game next Saturday. First down at their own 49 for Washington. Riggins outside and turns it upfield, comes across midfield and got about 3. Hank Stram always says, hi, diddle diddle.
Riggins up the middle.
A tackle by John Swain that time. Tripped him up and Tom Hannon covered him. 4:45 left in the 3rd quarter.
I tell you, Redskins really do a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage. Their offensive linemen just block the guy in front of them. They all put a hat on the defensive guy, and they do a good job of taking him the way he wants to go. Riggins seeks daylight, usually finds it, picks up yardage on the play. That's what he did on the last run to the right side.
It is 2nd down and 8, and Riggins had 98 yards rushing on 24 carries.
He's a piece of work.
Motion by Charlie Brown. Extra backs are in there for Minnesota. The pass play by Theismann. Throws, and it's caught by the tight end, and modest yards as Warren, the tight end, caught it, and Curtin Nuff tackled him, the extra back. They use Warren. He's the blocker. The pass receiving tight end is Rick Walker. The wide receiving tight end is Clint Didier. There's Warren, and you put them all together, and what do you have? Kellen
Winslow. Yes, sir. That's right. But Warren, we had a nice visit with him yesterday, and he's got his head screwed on right. And he's really a great kid to talk to and understands what his role is. And all he's concerned about is making a contribution and helping the Washington Redskins win.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Look at all the room on the right side.
At the Viking 47. Theismann has time. Throws. Caught. First down inside the 40-yard line. Boy, they get it done time and time again, and that was Warren once more. Tackled by Knopf, 9 yards and a first down. And the Redskins have made a first down 5 out of 8 tries.
Theismann has really done a remarkable job, really. They make a lot of adjustments coming off the line of scrimmage. He reads the defenses really well. They run progression patterns, short, medium, and long, and he hits this time the short guy, Warren, who makes the catch, and they have a first down on about the 38-yard line.
Riggins, give him 100 yards, folks. And another first down inside the 30. Scott Studwell was the tackler. When everybody else on that playing field is growing weary, that's when Riggins really kills you.
Well, he again is so big and he's so strong. He loves to run. He's a great competitor. He's got terrific vision. And there you see him coming through the hole. And one guy very rarely knocks him down. He runs through piles and comes out the other end most of the time. One other thing that's interesting, the Washington Redskins have lost 7 games when they had less than 30 carries in that game, and have won 17 out of 19 games when they rush 30 or more times in the game, and it's obvious they're going to rush more than 30 times in this game.
Well, he did not get the first down, and really, Minnesota at this point would prefer they got the first down because this gives the Redskins extra downs to get this few inches at the 29 of Minnesota.
This is a good waste down, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him try to get something on top to try to make a big play. They've been running the ball so much of the time on this situation, they might try to go up on top. Let's see what they do.
I have the same feeling. Yep. Heisman outside, and he isolated the wide receiver, Charlie Brown, and he got a first down near the 20-yard line with John Swain tackling him after a 9-yard gain. Well, these Redskins are leading 21-7. We have 2 minutes left in the third quarter as we watch the play again.
Look how deep John Swain is playing off the receiver. Has plenty of room in front. They take advantage of it. He comes up, makes him get almost missed the tackle, but you have to give him credit. Talking about John Swain, number 29, played his collegiate football at the University of Miami. A number 4 draft choice in 1981.
Riggins has gained 107 yards, 25 carries, 1 touchdown. There he goes again. Look at him. Blowing inside the 15. He touched down at the 12. Tackled, tripped up really by Mullaney. He got 8 yards. And they're about to drive a little nail here, aren't they?
Yeah, they got the hammer ready.
Second down and short coming up. 115 yards for Riggins.
Watch it right up above, right straight ahead. And 88 comes in here in good shape. Rick Walker, he winds up trapping inside and does a great job in creating a lot of running room for Riggins right up the middle.
Second down and 2. And the fake to Riggins, the pass. No. What are you going to do, Joe? Keep running. Better get out of bounds. And he gained nothing. Went out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage with McNeil chasing him out. That stops the clock with 49 seconds left in the third quarter and makes it third down coming up.
And there again was a great illustration of how much time Theismann has had when he's gone back into the pocket to throw. That time from play action pass, but he's had plenty of time, and he has plenty of time because they've done such a good job of mixing up the run and the pass.
And that's the time left in the third quarter, 49 seconds. Joe Washington comes in. It's 3rd and 2, and Theismann with Riggins along the sideline. Look at the yards. Riggins has outgained the entire Minnesota team. And rushing. Theismann has completed 10 out of his last 11, and this one is batted away at the last moment by the linebacker, Matt Blair. And that would have been 6 points as he tried to get it to Giaquinto.
And Matt Blair is really an outstanding linebacker. They have outstanding linebackers, but Matt Blair is really very special.
We had a miss of a field goal try earlier by Mark Mosley of 47 yards. This will be a 29-yard attempt.
We're talking about field goals. In the last 6 years, the Vikings have blocked 55 kicks, Jack. They do a great job of that.
They didn't come after this one. That was a late flag as the kick is good, making the score 24-7. With 40 seconds left in the third quarter, let's check the flag. Oh, it's against Washington. And it nullifies the field goal of 29 yards. So Mosley said, well, let me try it again. I did back up and kick it a little harder.
We'll pump it through there again, possibly. But again, I mentioned the Vikings have blocked 55 kicks in the last 6 years, 49 during the regular season, 6 in the playoffs, 29 extra points, 18 field goals, and 8 punts. And Matt Blair.
Illegal use of the hands. 10 yards, still 4th down.
And Matt Blair has blocked 16 extra points, 4 field goals, and 2 punts. Boy, that's something, isn't it?
It certainly is, and they'll be coming after this one because it's going to be a 40-yard try with Theismann holding. Well within the range of Mosley. Gets it up high very quickly, and no good. That's 2 misses, so the penalty cost Washington 3 very valuable points with 35 seconds left in the third quarter, and the score remains 21-7. Either one of that field goals would have made it doubly difficult for the Vikings to come back and win this one.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with Chevy S10, the hottest selling new size pickup in America. Taking charge with the only available V6 engine in its class and more than twice the maximum towing capacity of the imports. Taking charge with better 4-cylinder gas mileage estimates than Ford, Datsun, or Toyota pickups. S10 pickup maxi cab and Blazer from America's truck sales leader. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
Nothing tastes like Hawaiian Punch. You only have to taste it once. Taste of a place. Ooh, far, far away. Come on and go Hawaiian. Hawaiian Punch. Sail away, Hawaiian, sail away.
2 missed field goals by Mark Mosley. Watch it. Darn it, he said. Darn it.
Are you sure that's what he said?
Or fiddlesticks. We have 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Thus far in the game, the Redskins have totaled 324 yards on offense. The Vikings getting a little better total, 221 now.
Minnesota's still very much in this game, Jack. You can't count them out.
They start from their own 22, and Ted Brown pops in and goes down in a hurry. You just don't shove the Redskins around. And we're looking at Bud Grant as the clock runs down.
He's got a great approach. The game is never going to wear him down, Jack. I'm talking about from an emotional standpoint. Before the Dallas game, I went into the dining room after the team had their team meal, visited with him, and here he was picking up scraps from the tables to feed his dogs. Most head coaches would have had the coordinator do that.
So we're at the end of the third quarter. And when we resume, it'll be 2nd and 9 for Minnesota. The ball at their own 23-yard line. We had a scoreless third quarter. The end of the period with the score 21-7 in favor of the Redskins. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Sunday on CBS on Alice.
This is crazy.
Is Mel's future in words?
You don't want to be filthy rich. Yes, I do. The filthier, the better.
Sunday.
This is CBS.
Well, 15 minutes of this game remains, and when it's over, only one team will remain. Look at what the Washington defense has done. Only 2 touchdowns allowed in the last 13 quarters, and the Vikings are going to have to open it up a little bit. And they're really good in that hurry-up offense. Not that they're into it now, but we may see it.
They have to open it up, and they have to be careful. They can't go crazy. It's a good high-percentage pass.
Brown out of bounds after a first down. For a team, Hank, that fell behind 14-0 and trailed 21-7 at the half, they've been pretty cozy about it, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They maintain their poise, and they know what they have to do. They still feel they're very much in the game, and they really are. As I keep saying, 21-7 sounds like quite a margin, but it's only 2 big plays, and they're capable of making those kind of plays.
13 yards on that last play and a first down. And don't forget that ball that Sammy White dropped in the end zone in that third quarter. It'll be a different situation now. Kramer under center, tosses to Brown, looking for a place to cut upfield, and good defense by the Redskins, led by linebacker Monty Coleman, number 51, who's had a problem with his shoulder. That's kept him out of the lineup a great deal this year. And a gain of 2.5. We'll call it 3 yards for, let's call it 2 yards by Brown. And the plays come in a combination of ways for the Vikings.
Yes, they send him in with players, and other times why they send in the hand signals, but they do it both ways with Minnesota.
Old Lavender checks into the Redskin backfield on defense. There's Kramer throwing. White hit it, dropped it. Incomplete is the call. Vernon Dean, the rookie out of San Diego State, really made him cough it up. And stretched out the receiver at the same time.
Talking to Pettibone and also Joe Gibbs, both remarked about what outstanding tacklers Jarris White and Vernon Dean are, both young quarterbacks who have really done an outstanding job. This is a great illustration of it. Kramer going back, watch Vernon Dean come up and give him the shot, right about number high, and he coughs up the ball. And was knocked down on the play.
So Sammy White is being tended to. Clock is stopped, 14:42 left in the game. Third down coming up for the Vikings.
This car has been compared to cars more than twice its price. When people see its elegant style, its luxuriously spacious interior, and experience the quality of its engineering, they can't believe the Honda Accord 4-door lists for under $10,000. Which probably explains why it's the best-selling front-wheel drive 4-door sedan in Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana.
Now, when old man winter blows into town with all that cold and high fuel bills, there's a new weapon to fight back with. Introducing the Attic Blanket from Owens Corning. It's a new super thick pink fiberglass insulation, the most powerful roll of thermal protection you can buy. The new Attic Blanket. It can keep your fuel bills down and old man winter out in the cold.
Sammy White wobbled to the sideline. Looks like he's anxious to come back in. Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 8 for the Vikings. Are in the shotgun at their own 38-yard line. The blitz is on. The blitz is on. The pass is caught for a first down. Terry LeCount caught that one. And Bud Grant told us yesterday, he said, we're about as good as there is in the league at picking up those blitzes.
Yeah, they've done a good job most of the time this afternoon, although a couple of occasions they forced Kramer to throw before he actually wanted to throw. That time he had plenty of time. Look how deep the defensive back is. LeCount makes the move to the outside, runs a big circle. It's a bad route, but it's good for the catch, and they pick up enough yardage for the first down.
Kramer is 13 out of 29, 170 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. First down at their own 48 for Minnesota.
And they keep the 5 defensive backs in the game.
And that one's tipped into the air by Malott, the big linebacker. He is 6'4", and the ball wouldn't get over his head.
Minnesota's had the ball 18 times on 1st and 10 situations, Jack. They ran 10 times and have only averaged 2.4 on passing situations. They threw 8 passes and averaged 6 yards on the passes. On the other side of the ball, Washington, on 21 occasions on 1st and 10, passed only 6 times on 1st and 10 for 6.8, and rushed for 15 on 15 times for a 5.3.
2nd down and 10 from the 48 of Minnesota. They trail by 14. Look at that one. Whoa! That pass is incomplete at the 32. LeCount had it, and he got blasted by Tony Peters, and the ball went 15 yards out of his arm.
Boy, he really gave him a shot. Watch this hit. Watch LeCount, number 80. Watch him. He stands there, and the ball is thrown right at the numbers, and right about the time he makes the catch, he gets a shot. Timing was perfect. Watch Butts, number 65, David Butts, 65. Look at Hamilton blocking him. Look at the holding on the play. He runs outside of Butts and gets rid of the ball.
3rd down and 10. Extra back Lavender in for the Redskins. White in motion. Kramer throws, and McCullum has it. McCullum is inside the 25. Down to about the 18-yard line of the Redskins. Joe Lavender tackled him on a big 3rd down play for Minnesota.
It didn't look like Washington expected him to throw the ball outside, but he does. He goes right back into the pocket, steps and throws. Look at all the room on the outside to McCullum. He makes the catch, does a good job of running, and is finally tackled from behind by Joe Lavender, but they're in good scoring position. Sam McCullum, who they got as a free agent from waivers from Seattle in 1982.
That was a 34-yard pickup on 3rd and 10.
There was a great illustration again of Kramer being able to step and throw and deliver the ball on target.
And now Minnesota has called timeout. Kramer with the ball at the 18 of the Redskins, and he has a first down. Wants to make certain of the approach on the part of his team. and they'd better go in and score this trip. They trail by 14, 12:50 left.
You're looking at the most difficult decision you'll have to make about the 1983 Honda Civic S. The red Civic S comes equipped with special performance features, just like the black. The black Civic S is as much fun to drive as a sports car, just like the red. And both are as practical as you expect any Honda Civic to be. It's a difficult decision, red or black.
Honda, we make it simple.
Nice to see you again. Nice to be back.
Come to a Sheraton show place.
Sheraton, you've got taste.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste. Taste the Sheraton show
You've
place
got style.
We've
Taste
got
Sheraton style worldwide on your next business trip. Call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste, we've got taste, we've got taste.
Sheraton, your style makes the difference.
Next weekend, CBS Sports Saturday returns with top-flight boxing action as Harry Coetzee meets undefeated Pinklin Thomas in a heavyweight clash next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Bud Grant scrutinizes the situation. We have 12:53 left in the game, and the ball is at the 18 of Washington.
In Minnesota, they have to score on this drive, Jack. You get this close, you've got to change the scoreboard and give the scorekeeper some business.
Here's a Statue of Liberty to Ted Brown. And he moves down to about the 14. Got 4 yards. Mel Kaufman, the linebacker, 55, tackled him. Was the Statue of Liberty?
Yes, it was. Tim Irwin, number 76, the right tackle, was leading the play. And you don't see this play very often anymore, but it's a kind of a reverse, a short reverse. Here it is. Fakes like he's going to throw the ball, gives the ball to Brown. Irwin, watch him out in front. He gets in his way a little bit. Brown has to try to get him out of the way to make the cut. By the time he does, he's tackled.
And 2nd down and 7. He got only 3. Here is Kramer with a pitch to Brown. They're pulling out the tricks now. And down to the 10, and there's a late flag. There's a late flag as the play went to the 10-yard line. You called it right on that last play, Hank. Irwin really got in the way of Brown.
Yeah, he really did. He was trying to get upfield, make the cut, but couldn't do it because Irwin was in his way, number 76.
Here's a holding call that'll slow down the Vikings. Boy, that flag with Leighton coming down. Jarris White is stretched out down at the 10-yard line. The cornerback, and he's been injured earlier this year. And he's hurting now. Terry LeCount, number 80.
Number 80 is holding on the play. He's grabbing him. You see the shot he gets. And for that reason, on the option play.
81. Spot of the foul.
Well, there was more than one holding. We saw LeCount, but Censor drew the flag. That stops the clock with 12:03 left in the game. Moves the ball back to the Washington 23-yard line. And when we resume, it's going to be 2nd down and 15 for the Vikings, who trail by 14 points.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours, and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer for what you have in mind. Oh, welcome to Miller Time, yours and mine.
The best beer for the best time of the day. Miller High Life.
This is the Honda Civic FE running at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Civic FE is the #1 car on gas mileage. With its 10.8-gallon gas tank, it could run the entire 500 miles at Indy without making a single pit stop, and still leave you plenty of gas to get back home again in Indiana.
Let's watch that last play again. Watch number 81, Hank.
Yeah, 81, Joe Censor. They call him for holding on the play, and it looks like he is definitely holding, and it looks like LeCount, who they didn't see, was also holding on the play.
That confronts Minnesota with 2nd down and 15. We haven't had any scoring since the halftime. Kramer's in the shotgun. Three wide receivers, including Sammy White, who's in motion.
We got a one-on-one on the right side.
Kramer throws and a flag goes down. The pass incomplete.
And a flag down on the play, Jack.
Usually it's holding when it's thrown like that. He tried to get it to Sammy White. Holding against Minnesota. White had trouble getting off the line of scrimmage and into the pass pattern. So holding and more holding. And they talk it over with Dave Butts, the defensive captain of the Redskins. And he says, start walking.
Holding, 78, 10 yards, still second down.
Steve Riley, the left tackle, was called for holding. A while back, Minnesota had the ball first down at the Redskin 18. And now they're at the Redskin 33. Penalties, Minnesota 5 for 40, Washington 3 for 20.
And coming into the game, Minnesota came in with 62 penalties for the season.
Second and 25. Four-man rush. Kramer throws rather short. Brown is hit immediately at the 29-yard line by Jarris White. White was hurt earlier, back in the game and made that tackle. And brother, he'll knock your hat in the creek. It won't even help you look for it.
In fact, if he gets you looking for it, he'll push it down again.
He is one of the toughest hitters on this football field today. 11 and a half left in the game, and it's third down at the 29, third and 21. And this would be a long field goal for the Vikings to try if they fail to click on this play. White goes in motion. Kramer avoids the tackle, passes to Brown. He is back down to the 15-yard line. It is not enough for a first down. Vernon Dean tackled him, and it's fourth down. That was a 14-yard pickup to the 15.
Kramer really did a great job of getting away from a would-be tackler, stepping up into the pocket and getting rid of the football.
We have to deal with some mathematics now, Hank. A field goal makes it 21 to 10, and you'd have 10 minutes to try to get 2 touchdowns to win. So they're going to pass that by and go on fourth down and 7 from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. They're going to try to get 7, and it's a good decision.
Fourth down and 7 at the Washington 15 with 10:20 left in the game and the clock running. Minnesota needs 7 yards, and there's a sack. And the pass is ruled incomplete. A sack is called. He was tackled back at the 21 by Tony McGee.
And that's what he likes to do. He's a great rusher, a pass rusher. He got the penetration. Tony McGee, watch him, number 78, coming from the outside. He gets out of the picture, but he gets back into the picture here, I'm sure, in a minute. And there you see him making the tackle on Kramer right about the time he's trying to get rid of the football.
That's the first sack on Kramer. And Tony McGee pulled it off, number 78. It stops the clock with 10:15 left. Kramer is up on his feet now. He was shaken up earlier on that play. He's on his feet now, and that's the second fourth down play on which the Vikings have failed. They've tried to move the ball twice on fourth down and didn't click on either one of them. And as a result, they still trail by 14.
Create a car to conquer the wind. A car that lets you slip off the commonplace and experience driving excitement as never before. The Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Sit here and learn firsthand how Firebird conquers the wind and the world. Pontiac, we build excitement.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer for what you have in mind. Oh, welcome to Miller Time. Yours and mine.
The best beer for the best time of the day. Miller High Life.
Next on CBS Sports, Heisman runner-up John Elway, coached by his father, against Illinois' Tony Eason in the East-West Shrine Game. Next on CBS Sports.
Green Bay at Dallas tomorrow on CBS. Hank, we're to the point now where the Viking defense has to win the game for.
Yeah, the defense and the specialty teams, they have to make something happen or else they're in trouble.
Charlie Brown goes in motion. This is when they like to give it to Riggins and hang on to the ball. Riggins goes outside, cuts it up, gets some yards, and this is when the Redskins can kill you, man. They can just keep that clock running and running and running. John Swain made the tackle. We have exactly 10 minutes left in the game as Riggins picked up 7 or 8 yards.
And all they do is thump, thump, thump along. Those linemen do a great job of blocking the guy on him, talking about Fred Dean, Stark, Bostic, Grimm, and Jacoby, all of whom have done an excellent job of providing running room for Riggins, and all he needs is a crack, and he's going to get yardage on the play.
He's picked up 122 yards and 27 carries and 1 touchdown, and there he goes again. And the offensive line is doing yeoman work. The play comes to the 35. First down, another 7 yards for Big John. And a tackle by John Turner along with Dennis Johnson, the linebacker. This is when Washington can really throw the dirt on top of you.
And they love it. They love it when you ask them to run. Talking about the linemen, they like to blow people right off that line of scrimmage, and they get a great deal of satisfaction doing what they're doing at this stage of the game.
Now we have 9 minutes left in the game. Will we see Riggins again? They use the 2 tight ends with Warren and Walker both to the right side. Walker in motion. There goes Riggins. Another couple of yards across the 35. Out to the 37. Scott Studwell tackled him along with Tom Hannon. Now we have 8:40 left. 21-7. Redskins lead. No scoring since the intermission. 8.5 remaining in the game. If the Redskins win, they'll play at home next Saturday.
We dwelled on this point earlier, Jack. Both coaches saying that the Redskins haven't played a team of the ability and skill of the Minnesota Vikings, that they were a cut above everybody else. This must mean that the Redskins are a lot better than people have given them credit for being all year long.
The blitz is on, and Riggins shows good speed and gets a first down and stays in bounds. He came out to the 47-48. 11-yard pickup. And I tell you, it's happened time and again. When everybody else is pooped, when they're all worn out, that's when Riggins goes to work and really piles up the yards.
Here's the replay again. Nothing fancy. Look at those linemen do a good job of blocking, slipping off people. Riggins makes a move on the defensive back, 25, Kurt Nuff, and picks up another big chunk and a first down.
Rufus Best was in on that defensive play. They stopped it at the Washington 48. Here's a pass play on first down. Charlie Brown hit immediately, and he got about 4 or 5 yards. John Swain played it really tough.
Yeah, he did. And of course, you know, as you watch this Redskin team play, everything is high percentage. They don't do many low percentage things at all. Low risk, and that was a great illustration of it on the last play.
And look at that old clock. We're down to 7 minutes left in the game. Charlie Brown has caught 5 for 60 yards. Riggins has gained 142 yards, and it's second down and a long 5. Brown in motion. There goes Riggins. Not this trip, John. Down he goes. It'll be 3rd and long for Washington. But they are just crunching Minnesota with possession. 6.5 minutes left. McNeil and Johnson, linebackers, made the stop. Riggins wants a little breather, I think.
You know, the other observation.
Listen to this hand when Riggins comes off the field, Hank.
Well, he deserves it.
It's almost a weekly performance by Riggins.
You know, Charlie Brown, the outside receivers, and Alvin Garrett, those outside receivers have done a good job of blocking downfield, which makes it possible for the run to be effective.
3rd and 6, and Theismann runs out of the pocket and throws it long, and Garrett cannot get it, and no interference is called. Teal was covering Alvin Garrett. And it's 4th down, and Jeff Hayes comes in to punt.
Teal is with him step for step. Garrett, Alvin Garrett, number 89, going down the sideline. The ball was thrown a little bit short. They got tangled up on the play, but the ball was thrown short. Theismann was being pursued from the inside and threw the ball when he really couldn't have much on. I'm surprised he threw the ball as long as he did.
Here is Jeff Hayes to punt for the 2nd time today. And back to get it at the 10 is Rufus Bess. They play without Eddie Payton in the Minnesota lineup. He hung this one high, and a fair catch is called for, and it takes a bad Washington bounce outside the 20.
I think now Minnesota should go into their 2-minute offense, their no-huddle offense, and try to get something as quickly as they possibly can. They shouldn't waste time calling plays in a huddle. They should go right to the 2-minute offense.
And right after this game, it'll be the East-West Shrine game, and I wonder if the ball will ever touch the ground in that one. With Tony Eason, John Elway putting it up. You'll see some action on CBS in the Shrine game when this one is concluded. 5:39 left in the game. That was only a 26-yard punt, but it did the job to the Minnesota 22. The Vikings are in trouble, folks. Pass is caught by Brown. And he gets good yards, about 6, maybe 7. Jarris White tackled him. And it is a hurry-up offense for the Vikings. 5:25 left in the game. No scoring in the second half. 21-7, Washington leading. And the pass is incomplete. Out past the 45-yard line. Intended for Terry LeCount, covered by Tony Peters. They just don't make many mistakes, do they, on defense?
No, they don't. They really don't. Terry LeCount, the ball is thrown short and low, and Peters gives him a shot just to make sure that he realizes where he came from on the play, just to make sure he knew he was close.
3rd down coming up for Minnesota at their 29. 3rd and 3. Ted Brown again. Big yards, big moves, and out of bounds at midfield. 5:04 left in the game, 1st down. Jarris White bumped him out, 21-yard pickup. Brown can do everything, but perhaps today he and his teammates haven't done enough.
Brown on a delay inside. They double cover the outside receivers. A safety man very deep. The middle is open. He takes advantage of it, runs to get out of bounds to stop the clock. 5:04 left.
7 catches for Brown, 62 yards, plus a lot of running. 1st down at midfield, Minnesota. Trailing by 14. Quickie inside, and Sammy White dropped the ball. And if Minnesota loses this game, Hank, that's the one thing they'll look back on. The dropped passes all day long.
I just can't believe I've never seen Sammy White miss as many balls, even in a pregame warm-up. Look at the left side, 85, wide open in the middle, hit him on the numbers, and he just dropped the football. All there was to it. And he has really been a great receiver for the Minnesota Vikings.
By the way, you'll not see any Minnesota players wearing gloves. Bud Grant says no gloves. 5:01 left, 2nd and 10. It's dead. The play is dead. Jim Tunney blew the whistle, and Kramer is howling about that. He was in the grasp of a defender. Dexter Manley sacks him for the 2nd time today.
Boy, that's a tough call. I don't think he was in the grasp, Jack. He ducked underneath and escaped. Let's take a look at it again. He goes back in the pocket. Of course, I've never liked this rule, Jack. I don't think it's a good rule with the guys who can move as well. He got over the top of him, but he slid right off of him. It looked like he had some olive oil on his helmet the way he slipped off there that time, Jack.
Dave Butts was down at the bottom, and it's a 10-yard loss, an 8-yard loss, making it 3rd down and long. Clock running after the sack now. 4.5 left. 3rd and 18. To the sideline. No, McCullum can't get it, and Lavender dropped it. It's 4th down, And with 4:26 left, I suppose Minnesota has no choice but to line up and try it again on 4th down.
Yeah, they got to pump it up again, Jack. They got to somehow, some way, move the ball down the field. They're not going to do any good by kicking it away at this stage of the game. No, they are. They're going to kick it.
They are. They send in the punting team. Of course, you always have to be aware of a fake. Coleman has punted 3 times. This will be number 4. And Mike Nelms is back to get it. We saw Coleman run against Dallas.
But he won't run here. 4th and 18. He'll kick the ball, Jack.
And Washington is going to let him kick it. Let's kick it. Kick it, don't run. They have a 2-man rush. He drops it, punts it. Nelms after it. And it goes out of bounds. 4:17 left in the game. The Redskins get the ball beyond their 25-yard line. After the punt by Greg Coleman, the Redskins still have that 1-7. And it kind of looks like the Redskins will be back here next Saturday against the Green Bay Dallas winner.
That was a very high snap. He fumbled the ball, but still had the presence to get rid of it. He kicked it between the 2 defensive people of the Washington Redskins, and now Washington has possession on about the 26.
Put another nickel in John Riggins and watch him run.
Boy, he's murder, isn't he? Looked like they put a diamond in that time, Jack.
The fans are going wacky here as Willie Teal finally made the tackle on Riggins. The ball is put down on the Viking 43-yard line after a 29-yard run by Big John. We have 3:45 left.
Fred Dean and George Stark, boy, they did a good job of staying with the defensive people and just knocking them sideways, and John just galloped right through the hole for a big game.
To the Viking 43-yard line, and Riggins has gained 171 yards on 32 trips. Give it to him again, Joe. And Riggins got about 1.5 yards or 2. Scott Studwell jammed it up. And there's Ted Brown, his counterpart, talking about Riggins' counterpart on the Vikings, and he kind of thinks that the season is over.
School is out.
School is out. The season is over. Take the 16 towel and buy a new snowmobile. 2:57 left in the game. The clock is stopped. The timeout is charged to the Vikings, and the picture of T-Bone, as they call him, tells the Minnesota picture, and that sign tells the Washington feeling, we want Dallas. I wonder if they really want Dallas here.
Well, you know, I had a feeling with as much talk about Dallas before the game, I thought perhaps, you know, if Washington wasn't careful, they could be looking ahead to Dallas and not play nearly as well as they did here against the Minnesota Vikings. You have to give them a lot of credit. I'm talking about the Washington Redskins. They haven't gotten a lot of notoriety all year long. People said they were kind of the Rodney Dangerfield team of the National Football League, and they get no respect. In fact, Joe Gibbs called Rodney Dangerfield and asked him to talk to the squad. He wasn't in. He called him back, and he asked for Joe Gibson. Didn't even know who the coach was. So you see, they didn't have any respect.
Yes, sir, Ted. That's a shame. I mean, that's the nature of this game. Someone wins, someone loses. And a few tears tell the story. I don't blame you. When you try as hard as that guy and you come away with nothing, you ought to cry.
And you like the guy who hurts so badly when this happens that he is going to cry. That's why he's a great player that he is.
Well, that timeout gave Riggins a little rest, and so he carries about 3 of them down to the 35-yard line and makes it 3rd and short. And now we have the clock running down to 2:45 remaining.
That's a great illustration of the agony of defeat, John.
The tackle, Randy Holloway and Scott Studwell. Well, these Redskins are pretty good. Pretty good, folks. You may see them in the Super Bowl. They'll take on the winner of the Green Bay-Dallas game, which will be played tomorrow and seen on CBS. And whoever wins that game comes here next Saturday, and it starts with Brent Musburger at 12 o'clock next Saturday on CBS. And tonight, Bring 'Em Back Alive with Frank Buck, my older brother. Then comes the CBS Saturday night movie. Tonight's feature is Hooper, starring Burt Reynolds. I like the girl who comes out of the cake. That's coming up tonight on CBS. And Brent Musburger will follow us with the post-game show, and Herb Cross conducting interviews with the winners. Riggins has gained on 34 carries,
179 yards and 1 touchdown.
And whoever they're playing next week, he'll be doing the same thing. I don't know to what extent, but that's the plain, simple approach of this Redskin team. They give you a lot to try to defend, though, Hank.
Yeah, they give you a variety of formations, but they basically do the same things all the time. They do them very well. They make very few mistakes. They've only had 1 turnover in this game so far. That's the kind of error-free football they have played all year long, and that's why they've enjoyed the front-page success that they've enjoyed here this afternoon and during the course of the 82 season.
In the fourth quarter, 2:46 remaining. Look at those big numbers for number 44. And give it to him again, Joe. It's 3rd down and 2. Yep, another first down for Washington. And look at Joe Theismann back there. He's got both fists punched up into the air and said, "That does it, brother." Hank, I'm sorry that you and I haven't had a chance to do a little rooting for and admiration of these Minnesota Vikings, because we know they're a good football team, but Washington just suppressed them all day.
You're right. You're right. And, you know, the Minnesota team is a very young team, Jack. They average 26 years old, 26.2 as a squad, 26 in offense, 26 in defense.
Riggins, 35 journeys, 182 yards, 1 touchdown. And as his coach told us yesterday, he's managing a little grin. As his coach told us yesterday, he'll do that this week, and he'll come back and do it again the next week. Some guys will do what he does and then not play for 3 weeks. We have 2 minutes left.
Last January, European experts voted this Renault Car of the Year. Today, American experts agree. They named the American-built Renault Alliance Motor Trend's 1983 Car of the Year. Alliance was judged for styling and design, quality and comfort, performance and dollar value. Renault Alliance, so outstanding it's the car of the year. European technology now built in America. 11.9% financing now available on new Jeep, Renault, and American Motors models.
Blue GC8, this is Army 212, 7 miles northwest, low fuel, heavy weather.
Army 212, radar contact, turn right, heading 150.
With a fog-bound helicopter hanging on your every word. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, only that you're good.
Slowly.
Roger.
Overlanding threshold.
Be all that you can be.
Thanks for your help.
Roger.
You can do it in the Army.
Dick Stram, you and I will be on CBS Radio tomorrow from Miami for the San Diego game. I hope the folks tune us in.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of fireworks there. And you talk about Riggins coming back week after week. The only time he didn't come back, Jack, is when his wife had the baby. She had the baby, and he took the week off.
The ball at the 32. You want to watch Riggins run again, folks? You'll have to wait another time. 1:55 left in the game. Doug Martin corralled him along with Fred McNeil. And Minnesota does not have the wherewithal to stop the clock anymore. And Joe Theismann looking to the sideline, getting the plays, will take all the time he has coming to him before he snaps the ball. By the way, there's one other story we ought to cover. Joe Theismann and Joe.
He's very strong in the system, justifiably so, because it's a proven product and they've won consistently and he likes it very much. And the great thing about it is Joe really kind of likes the fact that he doesn't have to worry about calling plays. They send him in from the sideline and he just has to worry about executing and getting the job done.
Well, Matt Blair and Tom Hannon made the tackle that time. Everybody's getting a chance to tackle John Riggins. He gets a big hand and he makes a big bow. A little showbiz. I don't blame him. 37 runs, 185 yards, 1 touchdown. 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 1 touch He'll crank it up for next week. Another running play as we're watching Riggins. Takes us down to 30 seconds, and this game is over, folks. Washington will not have to snap the ball. The game clock and the 30-second clock are right on. The game is over. Washington goes on to the NFC Championship game here. 1 week from today, they'll play the winner of the Green Bay-Dallas game, which you'll see tomorrow on CBS. And the Vikings are finished for the year. There's a scoreless second half, and you've got to take a bow, as Riggins did, in the direction of the Redskins.
And you have to give both teams a lot of credit. The coaching staff, Bud Grant, his fine coaching staff, Joe Gibbs and his group, they've done a great job under the circumstances of a tough season because of the strike and all the missed games. They didn't make the playoffs. Of course, Washington's going to go on from here and hope they can go all the way. Minnesota has to put an ice pick on the ball and forget it for the season.
And I'm sure that Irv Cross on the post-game show will have a few words with Mr. Riggins, who still has the energy left to sprint to the dressing room after a magnificent performance here today for the Washington fullback. 37 carries, 185 yards. And there's the Minnesota picture on the other side of the ledger. Along with the running of Riggins, the opposite side, I think, Hank, the drop passes by the Vikings.
Yes, but I think in the final analysis, that was a factor. No question about that, Jack. But I think in the final analysis, in a game like this, the team with a better balance has to be the team that's going to win. Washington had the balance, and you have to be able to run the ball, and they did that well. The
executive producer of NFL football is Terry O'Neill. Today's game was produced by Charles H. Milton III and directed by Joe Assetti. The associate producer was Mike Arnold, and associate director Peter Bleckner. Our field technical manager, Stan Mitchell. And a bow in the direction again, to use the word once more, for all the people who participated in bringing you the pictures from RFK Stadium here in Washington, D.C. There's the final. Washington's in, Minnesota is out, and let's go to Brent Musburger.
All right, Jack and Hank, good job. Jimmy, John Riggins, go take another bow.
Boy, isn't he something? He falls down and gains 3 yards.
He did a superb job, and let me again remind everybody now that Washington has the home field for the NFC Championship game. So it'll be a week from today, next Saturday, high noon in the nation's capital, Washington, against the winner of tomorrow's showdown down in Dallas. It'll be the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. We'll start our coverage of that game here on CBS at 3:30. Now, we still have a lot more for you today. Jimmy wants to take one more look at the Raiders and the Jets. That is still to come out in Los Angeles. They are almost a half hour away from kicking off in that game. Also, the East-West game, John Elway and Tony Eason. That game due to kick off about 10 minutes before the hour, or at least close to it. Maybe you can catch a series or two of that one. And we'll have interviews with Irv Cross. He'll be inside the Redskins winning locker room. Have advanced, and Irv Cross is now inside the winner's locker room. Let's go back now to RFK Stadium and see who Irv has got. Big Dave Butts. Irv, take it away.
Brett, Big Dave Butts indeed. We talked about the great Washington offense, and of course the defense is anchored by this guy, and of course they had another great day. We did a pretty good job. We held them down to 7 points. They ran up and down the field on us a few times, but that Kramer, you know, the way he throws the ball, he's got such a fast release that ball floats out there, and then the receivers just happen to run underneath it. So that's really hard to coverage. Of course, one of the things the defense has distinguished itself over the course of the year is the ability to take the ball away. He didn't quite do that today. Did that concern you? Well, it concerned us a little bit. That's been part of our success, has been able to take the ball away from people and then turn it back over to our offense. Fortunately, our offense did a fantastic job running the ball. Riggins, you can't say enough about him. You know, how can you pass up him being not all pro? And they just controlled it, and then we stayed after him and tried to put as much pressure on Kramer as we could. We tried to get him out of the middle, try to get him the outside a little bit, because when he moves to throw the ball, not to run with it. Dave, look, congratulations on a big win, and also congratulations on the brand new baby. Thank you very much. I'd like to say thanks to my wife, too. All right. You're talking about Riggins and Theismann and the Redskin offense. Of course, it complements the defense. You have to go to the quarterback, Joe Theismann, and congratulations once again for a great day, Joe.
Thank you very much. I think our guys just got it all up. They wanted to play. They wanted to play hard. The tempo all week was we wanted to be able to run the football against them. We know with an offense like the Vikings have and with the explosiveness of Tommy Kramer that we had to keep the football away from them. We just couldn't try and match them pass for pass because they do move up and down the football field.
Joe, a single back offense. Riggins is the only remaining back there. You turn around, they hand the ball off. Everybody in the ballpark knows he's going to get it, but still he gets yardage. How do you manage it?
I think it's all credit to the guys up front. The men up front make holes, they create creases, and then all of a sudden John will take one. It looks like there's nothing there, and he's gone 40 yards like he did towards the end of the football game. It seems like he's like a diesel. He just gets more and more and more momentum as the game goes on, and the guys up front love to do it for him.
You know, Joe, the offensive line here is called the Hogs. One of the defensive linemen from the Vikings said if the Redskins are the Hogs and we are the Butchers. Does that get to you guys a little bit?
Well, I guess the Butchers never showed up today.
The Butchers never showed up. Congratulations, Joe. Brent.
All right, Irv, thank you. What a job Joe Theismann's done with the Redskins this year.